Mic test, mic test. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Buddy Bison stream. I hope we're all having a wonderful day because it is a Friday and I hope everyone knows what that means. It means that we are playing Trails Through Daybreak and we are in the finale chapter, so there isn't much left of the game. There's definitely still some because we're in a Trails finale, so that means it's gonna go for like 10 hours. But it means we're in the last chapter, so we're doing pretty darn good. But yeah, I really like this this key art, like it really looks good. But yeah, so about as I expected, we're gonna end the game around level 70. I was surprised because like early in the game it felt like we were going real fast through a lot of levels, but it makes a little bit more sense now. Okay, so let's talk to 3 days until the festival. We've got one last big push. Taste testing the special menu, ordering enough ingredients, managing reservations. There's a lot of work to be done, so time to roll up my sleeves and put my back into it. Theo shall assist. Activating support program. Man, having Theo around is a huge help. Agreed. We'll help whenever we have the chance to. Let's make this Revolution Festival the best it can be. Oh, thank you all so much. Expect some tasty treats as thanks. Place is really booming now, ain't it? Festival menu is always a big hit, but I can't get complacent. Gotta give it 100% every year. No exceptions. Make sure you guys get back early. Need some folks to taste test some new dishes I'm working on. Really? Yay. I can't wait. Your cooking is always so good. That got your attention real fast, huh, small fry? Now me, I'm interested in the adult munchies. Got anything that goes well with the cold one? You can find out when you do your job, you little brat. Quit slacking. He does like to chew Aaron out, but sometimes something tells me I'll have some snacks for him anyway. The gang's really settling, aren't they? Aaron's already drinking the place dry.
Pick something already.
You kid, you goddamn drinking me dry. Liquor ain't cheap, you bitch. Judith, this is where you snuck off to, huh? Blend right in already. Gotta say, this place nails both the food and the vibe. I think it's growing on me. Oh, by the way, I heard Edith Girl's collection is the night of the festival. I've been scaling back my work ever since the festival, but the EGC is one stage I can't ditch. It's very near and dear to my heart. I plan to at least give the opening remarks. Oh, that reminds me, I need to pick out a dress. I'll still be around if you need me for anything, though. Just let me know. It'll give me some food for thought about my other job. Oh, the whole aftershock thing does have me kind of anxious. But yeah, so we are officially in, like, the latter portion. Just checking the achievements. So doing fine on that. All 250 types of enemies. Yeah, all dishes sampled. All papers collected. So I still need one last edition of the Tyrell Times. Open all 224 chests, all 4 SPGs, all 40 gifts. Only 4 more gifts left. 1 Onyx weapon forged. Although I presume if I have not gotten it with the latest batch of gifts that I bought and gave, I'm probably not getting it, unfortunately. Yeah, and then we just have those. All plugins, all arch drivers, all Zyphas unlocked. Yeah. And then defeat 2,000 enemies and field the command battles. That one take a little bit, and 600 enemies in the field battles. That one's not too bad. Although that one might also be a New Game Plus one where I'm just going to be able to one-tap literally everything that walks. Okay, bulletin board. Looks like we've got 4 SPG. Problem child. My son Curse has recently started behaving rather violently. I'm concerned he may have made friends with some bad eggs. I would like you to investigate what happened to him. I'll explain things over at my house in Old Town. Oh no. There's still a lingering son. Gotta check the other bulletin boards. But we need to go talk to this lady in Old Town.
Hey,
Oh, is this the family that had the kid that? Yeah, that. He was like, man, I don't want to deal with my parents because one's like a drunk and the other's a bitch. You're Zora, right? The one who put the call out for us? We're with Arcade Solutions. Nice to meet you. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for coming. Please have a seat. I'll get some tea ready in just a minute. I was curious what a Spriggan would be like, you know. But you look just like normal people. I may have even seen you around town before. You probably have. Our office is in Old Town. I know some stuff about you and your son. You're starting for high school entrance exams, right? Wow, you weren't kidding. You really do know about us. But you're right. We're hoping he'll be able to get into Aramis Academy, so I've been having him rigorously study every day. His grades were in a bit of a rut for a while, but they have thankfully started improving. Not that I ever doubted him, of course. He's my son, so of course he's capable. If he keeps this up, he surely will nail a spot in the academy at the tippy top of his class. But right as he's starting to show some promise, the situation turns dire. Curse has been behaving really strange as of late. He's become violent all of a sudden, yelling really loudly, hitting things. And he's never done that before?
I can see why you would be concerned.
Never in his life. He's always been a good boy. He must be in some awful company if he's acting this way. That's the most logical explanation. I take my eyes off him for a moment and this happens. That's why I need you. Please, figure out what happened to my precious Curtis.
So he's gotten a little sassy. I don't want to curse myself if I was getting choked like this 24/7.
Really? I don't think it would hurt to look around a little and make sure he isn't falling in with a bad crowd, just to be safe. What do you think, Van? Should we help her?
Maybe. Give me a minute to think about it. Law. Okay. Yeah, let's go. Hopefully, I'll be able to get Law 4 by the end of the game. That'll make any new game plus run be like guaranteed that I'll get them all to 5. All right, we'll take the case. Fantastic. Thank you so much. If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, where is Curtis right now? He's out buying some reference material. There's a bookstore in the Tyrell district we like to shop at. I imagine he's there. Ah, so he's out right now. Perfect. Before we start with anything else, mind if we search his room? I ain't too hot on digging through a teen's room like that, but it's the most obvious place to start looking. I understand. You can search his room. Follow me upstairs. Bet you anything he's got all the good dirty mags hidden under his mattress. How did I know you were gonna say that?
Let's hurry up and finish this.
How did I know he was gonna say something like that? Because we all did. We all knew. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, here you are. This is Curtis's room. Thanks for showing us. Alright, let's get this done before the kids back home. And the rest could start combing through Curtis's bedroom. At first, they found nothing of note that could plausibly explain his violent turn of behavior. The only objects he kept hidden were mock exams with failing scores. But a few minutes later, oh, look at that. Did you find something, Van? You bet. Take a look what I found tucked away inside the desk drawer. A mint tin? It looks empty. I don't think I recognize the brand. Could you explain what it is? They sell tobacco-flavored mints inside these suckers. You only get them if you're smoking or trying to quit. That would explain why it doesn't smell like cigs in here. Could have been chewing on those instead of lighting one up. They taste like what? They might not be the real thing, but only delinquents even think about smoking at his age. Oh, my poor Curtis. Where did I go wrong with you? I thought I raised you to be such a good boy. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We might be missing something that explains why he had this tin. I know exactly why he had it. It's all my husband's fault. Him and that scandal of his that got him demoted from the Bank of Edith. We were forced to move into Old Town because of that. If we were living in a safer neighborhood, my son wouldn't be straying from the path. My husband was supposed to start working at a subsidiary once he was out of probation. But where do I end up finding him instead? Montmartre. I caught him eating there again without a care in the world while I was out shopping. Absolutely ridiculous. Has he been working this whole time or just pulling the wool over my eyes? I can't trust him anymore. Would you? Wow, she just keeps going. Anyway, this thing gives us a good jumping off point. We'll keep sniffing around and see what we can turn up. Pardon my outburst. I'll leave you all to it. I'll be waiting for your report downstairs. What's the matter, Van? Did you notice something else? Yeah, the tin still stinks. It's faint, but you can still get a whiff of it if you get real close to it. It smells just like an Orbal hookah. It was like a lifetime ago, but I'd recognize that smell anywhere. Oh no. What? Really? Yeah, I thought we were finally done with that bullshit. I don't doubt Mr. Arkwright's right about it, but the CID and the police were supposed to have confiscated all of them.
You mean the drug that A developed and peddled through Vegas films?
I don't remember hearing about that stuff coming into tablets. Where'd you get something like that? I worry for how his health might be affected.
Alright, Chief. What's the plan? Do we go straight to the kid and get him to spill? No. We need to figure out where these things came from in the first place. Right now, this stays between us. Nothing good could come from his mom catching wind of this. The firecracker of a mom like that, I can only imagine.
Since we're talking about tobacco-flavored mints, maybe a cigarette seller would know something. If his father smokes too, that could also lead somewhere.
Agreed. Might as well look into both of those. Mom said something about her husband eating at Montmartre. Who wouldn't want to eat at Montmartre? Right? It's Montmartre. Come on. It's the best eatery in town. Okay. Oh, wait.
The goddess of the sky is always watching over us.
Quit dawdling and bye.
But
Come back
topic,
soon.
Can we talk?
Curtis. Hey, old lady. Sorry to interrupt your class. Can we have a quick chat? I wanted to ask about a kid we've been hired to look into. Name's Curtis. Of all the times. I guess we can if it really can't wait. Let's go somewhere else. Yeah. They explained the request he has received from Curtis's mother. They also explained his stark change of personality. Right, okay. Not gonna lie, I think his parents are making a storm in a teacup. Kid's not gonna turn into some hardened criminal because of this. But to answer your question, I do know who you're talking about. He came to my tobacco kiosk about an hour ago.
He did? Yeah, he asked if I had any tobacco-flavored mints for sale. I told him I don't sell them and that, and even if I did, a kid like him shouldn't go anywhere near them. Got all huffy and started yelling. Called me an old hag, which was nice of him. Wow. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. Damn, kid's got balls to say that to your face. What do you do after that? Beats me. I guess he went looking for some other place he could sucker into selling him those mints. Makes sense. Thanks for the info.
He got away with his life. He was on a razor's edge. Mama hits the spot every single time. All my exhaustion from work just gets washed away.
Let me ask you something.
All your exhaustion from work, so you do work. Got a minute? I want to ask something about your son. Your son. Sorry, my nose is like a little bit stuffed. It's weird. Like, it doesn't feel stuffy, but I can tell it is. May I explain the request from Roman's wife and summarize the team's findings thus far?
What? My son is chewing on tobacco-flavored mints? I can't believe it. He's never been the brightest at school, but I didn't think he'd be that stupid. Sir, please calm down. As an aside, do you smoke it all yourself? Goddess, no. Why would I? The smell would only make our clients uncomfortable. Then do you have any idea why Curtis would be taking those tablets? Any idea at all? Oh, I know what's going on with him. Boy must be getting lazy. Tired of studying for entrance exams, so he must be taking them as a distraction. What an embarrassment. He's getting real spoiled if he thinks he can get away with all of this nonsense. When I was his age, I was so focused on my studies I didn't even eat or sleep. Just one guy has Zord doing raising our son for him to turn out like that.
Sounds like the parents themselves have some issues to work through.
Parents like these, kids are gonna start acting out sooner or later. Thanks for the info. We'll get out of your hair now. Well, that's both people on our list. None of it helped. Dad didn't really tell us anything new about the kid, and we got no info to go on about those mints. It's the last stop's that bookstore, as Mom mentioned. Might not even be there, but it can't hurt to talk to him if he is. If he's not, we can always ask the staff. They might know something. They might know something. Tyrell Stewart
let's head
Bookstore.
over.
Okay.
Welcome. I hope to see you again.
Books on Sheer Dirk and the Revolution have been selling like gangbusters the last couple of days. Taking it as a sign that people are staying positive and trying to look forward to the festival after everything that's happened. As tragic as the incident in Cray was, we can't stay down in the dumps forever. But you can stay down in the dumps for a little bit. Like, town was nuked off of the map. Like, it's you could stay morose for a little bit. We have to keep moving forward, little by little.
Alrighty. Can we talk?
I don't see anyone who looks like they could be Curtis. I'll up the manager and see what she has to say. Excuse me, does the name Curtis ring a bell by any chance? Ben explained the request he and the others received from Curtis's mother. He also explained his stark change in personality. Oh, wow. Poor Curtis. I had no idea he was going through all of that. He comes here a lot, so one of my workers and I made a point of looking after him and helping him with his studies. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you anything about his personal life or those mints he mentioned. That's all news to me, too. That's okay. We appreciate you talking to us at all. If you don't mind me asking, could you tell us about the other worker? Oh, I recognize you. You come here a lot, too. You're from Aramis, aren't you? His name is Albert. You probably know him, right? Oh, Albert. Yes, absolutely. I can't believe I forgot that this is where he works. He sure does. He and Curtis seem to get along really well. He would recommend reference books for Curtis to buy and whatnot. Between the two of us, I imagine Albert would know more about him than I do. Foul load of good that'll do unless we can track the nerd down. Any ideas where he might be? At this hour, he's probably either on campus or somewhere around the Auburn district. What are we waiting for? Let's go find him. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Fingers crossed he doesn't turn out to be a dead end. Okay, Albert district.
Off we go.
God, I'm just looking at Andalusia Patricia. It's like, okay, how French are you gonna be? How French can you possibly be? What is the most French you could ever possibly think to
Hello?
be? She knows mix.
Thank you.
Those. Gym teacher Miss Sonia. Oh my God, it's Miss Sonia. Francois. Look at all these people. Oh, child, Eve. Who's a good boy? Oh, yes, it's you. Come on, Apollo. Let's take a walk around the neighborhood. Woof, woof, woof. What's that? You want to go play with your friend? Okay, we'll stop by at the end of the walk.
Wanna go play with your friend? Yeah, I do, bitch. I'm a dog, woof woof. Albert. Julian. Lyle. Let me talk to Julian. Basically, you tried your luck with a bunch of girls and had zero luck. So now you're in desperate need for someone to spend the festival with? This is ridiculous. Unsurprising, but ridiculous all the same. What are you even planning? Come on, man. A sausage party is better than being all alone. Also, you know, extra manpower means extra sex appeal, yeah? Ladies will be flocking to us during the festival. Unbelievable. Well, unfortunately for you, I made arrangements with the student council. I suspect Julian will also be busy. No, actually, I don't have any plans. I was hoping to have someone show me around the festival, in fact. Maybe you would be willing to. For real? You, who could have your pick from all the hot babes at school, is choosing to go with me? Thanks, man. Julian, I freaking love you. You are utterly incomprehensible. Not a boring day with Lyle around. This is my first Revolution Festival, so I'm hoping to get to really see the sights. Gotta make sure to make a lot of memories to share with my friends back in the Empire. Julian's such a chick maggot, it's unreal. How's he do that? I know, I'm gonna mooch off, I'm gonna show him around the festival and learn all the secret techniques.
Let me ask you something.
Come on, dude, what's up? Yeah, okay, I should also drink some water. Sorry to call you all of a sudden, Albert. It's alright. Looks like it's something you need to be discreet about. Something like that? We're looking into someone right now. Do you know Curtis? Man's team told Albert what they'd heard from Curtis' mom. They also mentioned how he changed recently. Damn it, I knew something was up. I've been acting strange lately. Maybe unstable is the best word for it. It was very different from his usual self. How long have you known? You know, I don't really want to help you. But I guess I noticed it around late October, early November. He was pretty down in the dumps before that, saying he'd lost motivation. But then he started being all excited about his studies all of a sudden. Something was off about it, though. I don't know where all the enthusiasm came from. Thank you for letting us know. Have you heard anything in particular about his friends? As if he was hanging around with a bad crowd? No, not really. Didn't look like it anyway. Wait, maybe... It's not quite that. But I remember someone that looked like him hanging around the back streets in the Tyrell district. Since it was at night and the guy he was talking to looked real shady, I kind of just assumed it couldn't be Curtis. Damn it. Maybe that's the guy that... Come on, stop mumbling it out with it already. You've been warned at school to watch out for a suspicious man that hangs around Tyrell's back streets. He apparently sells tobacco and hard drugs to young people. That's what the rumors say anyway. I should have made the connection earlier. Curtis could have bought the tablets from him. That makes a lot of sense. Maybe he was going to meet him today when he said he was going to the bookstore. Looks like it anyway. Next stop, Tyrell's back streets. Well, I'm glad I could be of help. Please do something for Curtis. We will. Thank you for your help, Albert. Okay, back to the Tyrell district.
May we be on our way.
May we be on our way. Oh yeah, how's it going, cop ladies? I don't know what you and your agency have been up to, but it looks like the worst of it is behind both of us, knock on wood. For our part, the police was tasked with tracking down associates of Almada, although that part's wrapped up for the time being. You know, Karen was starting to worry about you when she didn't see you around here. Hey, I wouldn't say I was worried about them. I just concerned about any complications it could have led to. That's all. I'll put it like this. We certainly had our own work to do in that whole situation, too, which we've now sorted out. That said, can't say I am you guys having to jump straight to hunting down the remnants of those goons right after dealing with the Declaration. Well, we might have been part of the crackdown, but we didn't do all that much ourselves. We mostly shoot off onlookers and asked locals for their cooperation when we went and searched through citizens' homes. Yeah, it was the CID who handled the lion's share of the things as usual. If anything, now that things have settled down, the Revolution Festival might turn out to be more hectic for us when all's said and done. How's this group? Yeah, so lively go. We gotta get in there and live it up too. Can't be missing on all the fun. Don't know about you guys, but when I'm around this kind of atmosphere, it gets me so pumped. I'm glad to see you're back to your usual self, son. I mean, when you get down to it, letting my race and stuff holding me back just isn't my style, you know? Besides, I've got you and Peter, and Chet's back on his feet doing what he does best. I feel like I've been an awful friend to you guys and him if I let myself down and stay in the dumps forever like that. That was a terrible sentence read. There's the Sam we know and love. Things just aren't the same without you being all happy and full of life. Yeah, glad that none of those left any scars on you or anything. But enough serious talk. Who wants to go bowling, huh? Nothing more refreshing than knocking down some pins at a time like this. Am I right? I'm in. Let's go. Sure, I could probably use the exercise, honestly. Huh? Your Sam would be game, but you're actually agreeing with one of my ideas just like that? I don't even know what's happening anymore. It's better not be an omen that something's weird gonna happen. better not be an omen, goddammit.
Hey, you bastard. Did you sell tobacco tablets to a child?
There he is. That's gotta be the seller, right? He just looks like it.
Only one way of finding out. I'll pose as a customer and try talking to him. You guys hang out here. If we approach him as a group, he'll probably get spooked.
Makes sense to me. Good luck, Van.
Oh, hold on, man, Chief. We're talking about a guy who deals to kids. He's not gonna want to sell to an old fart like you.
You'll never miss an opportunity to remind me that I'm older than you, do you?
But you might have a point. If his client base is students like Curtis, then I sure as hell am out.
Oh, Van, don't let Aaron get to you. You're still perfectly young. Yeah, don't worry about it. You should be more confident.
Nah, I agree. I'm not the best man for the job. It ought to be someone who looks rebellious enough to enjoy taking drugs, or else your guy won't bite. You're up, kid. Show this old man what a young punk like you can deliver. Hell yeah, I'll deliver, alright? Just watch and learn. Yo, dude. You could hook me up with some good shit. Not true? Who the hell are you? Good friend of mine told me all about you. So you got some kick-ass mints that can get you high. Emphasis on the kick. Mind hooking me up with some? Pay whatever you want if that's good. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. That lanky-ass school kid feel you, man? I'll let you in on a secret. That stuff originally came straight from some pharmaceutical company. I hadn't heard of them before, but I guess they got busted by the cops or something like that. They're out on the market for only a hot minute before they were taken off. I just sold the last of my stock to that kid a little while ago. You kidding me? All that talking you got nothing to deliver? Way to let a guy down. Hey, trust me, I'd love to have some more so I could make even more money. It is what it is. Seems like that kid's developed a real dependence on him now. I tried telling him what I just told you, but he got all pissy with me. Told me to give him more before chucking what he had like a little baby. Ugh, stuff's like that why I freaking hate dealing with addicts like him. But I just gotta make everything hard. Bingo. So the kid really did just come through here. Sounds pretty shitty, yeah? What did he do after he threw that temper tantrum? I suggested some other stuff to try, but he wouldn't listen to me. All he wants are those mints, it seems. So I told him to try the Blacklight District just to finally get the kid out of my face. Even told him how to get down there for a good measure. Hopefully he'll leave me alone now. Blacklight District, huh? That's a good idea. I could definitely see someone down there hawking that stuff in some dark and dingy corner. Is that all you're after too? Just those mints? Got plenty of other perfectly good stuff, you know. I'll even give you a free hit. You should try it. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm only interested in those mints too. Great. Thanks for nothing. What a waste of time this was. I think I'm gonna try selling somewhere else today. Scene here is deader than a stuffed palm. Nice work. Sounds like you got a lot out of that dirtbag.
I'm just glad we have an idea where Curse might be now. But we can guess where those mints came from, too.
Yeah, it's probably a dummy corporation set by A. Now all we need to do is find the kid and hear his side of the story. Seeing as he's on his way to the Blacklight District, let's focus on dragging him out first. We can question him after that.
Shall we be on our way, then?
Let's track him down and get him out of there. Let's do it. We are really just going everywhere.
Off we go.
Okay.
Don't think I've seen you before.
Is that our boy Curtis?
Finally. I finally found you. Hey, you're Masha, right? The herb seller? Tell me you got the mints I'm looking for. Say, I don't think I recognize you. You look like you came from the surface, the way you're dressed. Hate to break it to you, but I don't stock that garbage. Honestly, you should really quit taking those things if you know what's good for you. Liar, you have those mints, I know it! If I don't get more of those mints, I'm...
Bingo. Knew this is where we'd find our Poindexter.
Huh? What do you want? I could swear I recognize you from somewhere. You're Curtis, right? Clearly something's going on with this kid here. Mind filling me in?
Sure. His mom signed a request for us. Van and company brought the two up to speed on the events that brought them there. They clarified that the mints Curtis had been eating were reportedly laced with illicit substances.
What? I didn't hear anything about that. All I knew is that they were hard to come by. I thought they were ordinary mints that just happened to taste like tobacco.
Oh, there's more to them than that. Much more. Yeah, they were manufactured by A. They leaked out on the streets before the cops did their post-Tharbad roundup. CID stamped out their pipelines, so they're not being made anymore. It's only a matter of time before they're off the streets completely.
Well, that's a relief.
You get you kids like to rebel against your parents, but hard drugs aren't exactly the gotcha you think they are.
It's not about that. I'm not trying to rebel. I need those mints. Why can't you simpletons understand? It's not worth damaging your body. You really need to stop.
You're already showing side effects, bud. That outburst there? Probably the mints making you irritable and prone to withdrawal. Like it or not, those things are having an impact on you. They're only gonna get worse the longer you're on them.
I know that, for crying out loud. I know they're dangerous, but I have to take them. If I don't have them, I can't study hard enough. And if I can't study hard enough, I'll fail my entrance exam. And then I'll be just another stupid kid like all the rest. I don't even want to imagine how my parents would react if that happens. They'll yell and scream and maybe kick me out of the house. My life's over, isn't it? This poor kid. I feel awful for him. This mint addiction seems to be a symptom of the real problem, then. We'll need to address the root cause to solve this case.
Fear not, young man. So long as we're on the case, we won't let your parents unjustly punish you. That I promise. Okay, I didn't sound out to be this family's counselor. But it's pretty clear to me that the parent shares some of this blame here. I need to give them a talking to. Now, you're not going to like this, but I need you to be part of that discussion with us, okay?
You don't mind me asking, do you know who sold those mints to him in the first place?
We do, actually. Blonde guy with the goatee. Seemed like he had a habit of slinging his stuff around town.
Oh, him. Should have figured. Don't you guys worry. He hasn't been on the streets for long. I'll be sure to remind him of the rules we have here. Though frankly, he goes around selling drugs to children, he won't be on the streets for long.
Thanks. Really appreciate it. Saves the balake of having to go find him again. Probably I'll report back to Renee before doing anything else, though. Now that we're done here, let's swing back around to Bermai's place and fill him in on the details.
Good idea. But we can take a look at Curtis and diagnose the condition, too.
Van Company quickly got to work, paying Bermai a visit and filling him in on their minty mystery. Having previously analyzed the ingredients found in the orbital hookahs, Bermai was able to prescribe sorely needed medicine for the boy. And once Curtis' symptoms subsided, Van contacted his parents. They agreed to reconvene at the family's home so that the group could report their findings. Oh god, this is going to be could be like pulling teeth. Right? I have a family intervention. Okay, now everyone's here. We can get started.
Well, what did you find? Was I right? Has Curtis made some bad friends?
I'm sure it's just a typical rebellious teen phase. Let's go over what we found and then we can take things from there. Van began by discussing how Curtis bought the tobacco-flavored mints from a dealer on a whim. Curtis soon had developed a dependency on them since his academics improved when he used them. Van also brought up how the mints were laced with drugs. Though the side effects were light, Curtis soon started taking prescription medicine, thinking it would cure him.
This is all so much to take in. I feel so dizzy simply thinking about it. Don't think my own son would be taking prescription drugs. He's even worse than I could have imagined. I'm very disappointed in you. Is this the thanks I get after supporting you in your studies unconditionally?
I mean, it seems pretty conditionally. It seems like your love and affection is the condition. Is the thing.
What do you have to say for yourself, young man?
Keep it down, will you, or do you want the neighbors to hear you? As for you, did you forget that your father just started working again? I don't have time for this nonsense, and yet here you are, causing me nothing but problems if I don't have enough on my plate already. Seeing his child as a annoyance. Lord. I practically had to beg for some time off work to come have this conversation with you. I don't even know where I'm going through. I'm sorry. I'm honestly surprised at the total lack of shame here.
So am I. Are you actually sorry for what you've put through, young man?
I trust the police aren't going to have to get involved at this point. Last thing I need is for my son to get arrested. Now that will really get me fired. No, you two got it all wrong. He's not the one that should be ashamed. It's you two. You should be mortified. Well, I guess that's up to you. Can't force either of you to feel guilty.
Guilty? What should I even feel guilty for?
Don't try to change the subject. Curtis is the one that's acting like a delinquent. This isn't about us. On the contrary, this is all about you folks. Who'd you forget already? You asked us to figure out why your kid changed. We're serving you the answer on a silver platter.
Curtis was hitting a dead end with his studies and felt like he was being driven into a corner. That may be true, but I failed to see what that has to do with either of us.
So you're not getting it? I'll spell it out for you. Your son didn't fall in with a bad crowd or change because of some damn mints. It's all his parents' fault. A neglectful pair that failed to notice what he was going through. Maybe you just didn't want to. I knew I wouldn't like where this conversation was headed. Where did I fail as a father, huh?
Have you two ever stopped to think about how Curtis feels? I don't know everything about your family, but it looks like you two only worry about what you want for him and not what he wants. And who are you, thinking you can tell us how to run our family? You don't have the slightest idea of how hard I've worked for this. Also, Curtis can get into a prestigious high school. His future would be set.
Exactly. You know how much money I've spent on his textbooks and mock tests? I've done all that despite my work situation. This conversation's getting nowhere and fast. Should have known they wouldn't listen. Feel wrong bailing out and leaving the kid out to dry, though. Not really my style, but I guess it's time for a little marriage counseling. What should I tell them? Bring up their family bonds? Recommend a divorce. Oh, Lord. Oh, nerdy nerd. How's it going, Fontano? Oh, Lord, I don't want to recommend a divorce. Because then the kid will be stuck with one of these two shit parents. I'm in Basel. Oh, you're already back in Basel? Damn. Are you doing your second run through? Let's bring up family bonds. Maybe talking about their family bonds will get these two to snap out of it. New game plus? Nice. Trying to get all the achievements or just doing all the different paths? Has it even crossed your mind just why your son was so desperate with his studies? Who knows? Maybe I'm talking out my ass, but shit looks like he was just trying to live up to those lofty expectations of yours. That's not why. I just thought a good student should go to a prestigious school. And then you hit a brick wall. So that's when you started turning to those mints to get an Aramis. At the end of the day, is that what you wanted? I mean, sounds to me like what you really wanted was to not let your folks down. Put in all the effort so they would finally acknowledge you. I don't know what to say. While your son's busting his back to succeed, what support did he have? He had a mother that twisted her love and affection for her child into a leash, and a father acting only for his own self-righteousness without ever stopping to look back at his family. Honestly, none of you ever did. You two don't know the first thing about taking care of a kid if you think this sad excuse for parenting is the best way to raise him. I'm so sorry. I have to be stuck at 98%, don't really. I'm going to try, but honestly, I don't think I'll be able to find anything normally before the finale too strong. Well, what achievements are you missing? Basically, I guess. I presume... Oh, didn't explain. I presume it's like the 5 times bonus one, where you have to, like... It is what I would imagine. Because there's one achievement for getting all the in-game achievements. Missing Onyx weapons 5 times and all... Okay. Interesting. I'm so sorry. I wanted to support you, but it turns out all I was doing was burdening you even more. I have let it get to my head having so much power over managing your life. I failed you as a mother. I should have believed in you when I didn't. I'm also sorry, son. I thought it was my job as the man of the house to provide for my family, and that was your mother's job to raise you instead. When I was demoted at work, I thought I'd failed you all. But that's not when this all started. It began with me neglecting you, and what really should have been my role within this family. Just the divorce option, because I really thought and went, what bonds? I mean, like... Same outcome. I mean, here's the thing, right? The familial bonds have to exist, or else the family structure would not be present even at the start, right? At some point, things went wrong, but they're still a family. And, like, yes, sometimes divorce is the best option, but in terms of, like, for the kid right now, let's say we did suggest divorce and neither parent actively changed, and he was now just stuck with one of them. That wouldn't help him any. So it's like the other one has to kind of be the one I go to, because it's the only one that could potentially change the personalities or the actions of the people existing. In my head, is where my brain goes. Dad, Mom, I think it's time for us 3 to sit down and talk, as a family. Talk and figure out where we went wrong and how to fix things. You're right. It's time we stopped running from reality and started trying to work together. Yeah, I guess so. We really do need to talk. Yeah, glad things have finally calmed down. I sincerely hope the conversation they'll have once we leave proves to be a fruitful one. That was some fine work diffusing the situation. No one does it quite like you, Van. Nah, wasn't anything special. Just the way I felt was needed to turn things around. I don't got anything else to add here. That's up to you. Don't worry about the whole drug deal. We'll take care of it discreetly so it doesn't become public. We'll get out of your hair now. Good luck, y'all.
That takes care of that.
Yeah. Alright, give me that mirror. I need to get to 10 million. Ugh. Or, no, not 10 million. You need to get to 1 million. Okay. What's going on, kid? What's gone into you two? You're all normal until this morning. Now you're all soft and stuff. Fine, I'll take the medicine, okay? And, thanks. I guess I owe you.
Anyway, I'll have to get dinner ready. Let's discuss this over dinner, okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Solve that family's problem. Let's go to Riverside.
Time to depart.
Oh, my Sabbath doing nothing. Do you just have all, like, do you have every person kitted out now? So it's just... so it's now just relatively pointless. Because, like, that's the weird part. Oh, the slots for... Okay, damn. Well, I guess I still haven't gotten to, I guess, what I presume is the final dungeon. So I might still be able to do all the slots. But I still feel like you'd probably be able to at least spend your Sepith on courts, right? Because, like, you can still probably make people, like, their maximum bestest versions. Cronin, Kokona. Miss Kokona, you're not gonna believe this. Oh, God, I even want to hear about it. Oh, sure, but the best stuff is from... That's true. The best stuff is from achievements, but you can, like, you know, depending on who you put the best stuff on, you could build other people a little bit. The only thing I would get is boost into 3. Exactly. But that's not, like, necessarily cheap, per se. Remember the Reader's Choice poll I brought up the other day? You won the first place. That's not all. The editorial department's been flooded with fan mail. Congratulations. Really? Huh. Just goes to show all my work finally paid off. Did you notice one of the court's themes? One of the court's themes? Do you mean like the Norse gods or the Norse themes? My work finally paid off. Thank you so much for your support all this time, Cronin. I owe you one. But I didn't do anything. This is all you, Miss Kokona. Some of the courts are named after... Oh, okay. Cryptids. Maybe. I don't think I actively recognized it, but some of the names did sound familiar. This is all you, Miss Kokona. Speaking of which, I look forward to seeing what you cook up for your year-end special. Huh? Special what now? Oh, did I not mention that part? The grand prize winner gets to have one-shot special published. What? Yeah, because... Yeah, Rantosker, but then there's Lindbaum, which I think is, if I remember right, is the big white Loch Ness Monster Serpent-esque one that you can fight in the mountains in CS2? Maybe? Hadrian, Lindbaum, Volglyph, yeah. Okay, how's
What are
it
you
going?
in the mood for?
Body? They're all from CS2,
You're
yeah.
leaving already?
Working hard as usual, I see. The incident with A is still making waves. All my sources are still buzz talking about it. Any juicy info you wouldn't mind sharing? Of course I do. There's still some A's gangsters out and about. It's quite concerning knowing we have some stragglers laying low in the capital. Yeah, it worries me too. Not Melchior. Not worth my time. We should still keep an eye out, just in case we come across any information regarding their whereabouts. As long as it doesn't get in the way of everything else we're doing, sounds good to me. Okay. Good.
Now then.
But yeah. Working through. Oh yeah, how are you doing, Sama? It's nice to be able to run again. Feels like things are finally back to normal. Couldn't go jogging all during lockdown. I barely started and my legs already feel like jelly. How easy you can fall out of shape. I'm not letting that happen again. I'll just have to pick up the pace to make up for lost time. Hey, I'm walking here. I had to assert my dominance. Yo, what's up with this group?
Hi, guys. It's Sarah and Shahina.
See, Sophie's with you too. You have to get the 4-time reward first chapter. Wait, I've been peeking at the roots. We have to get the 4-time reward first chapter. Oh, damn. That has to be a very specific setup. Then, because, like, first chapter in Cray is not the easiest to get that done. Because second chapter, like, you at least have a decent place. Carbuncle unfair, yeah. Because, like, I feel like second chapter is, like, where it starts being, like, easy. Like, a little bit more feasible. But I guess there is a short period where you have 4 people in your party in chapter 3, right? Or in chapter 1, sorry. So it was with you too. Acquaintance of yours.
We met each other back in Tharbad. Nice to see you. It's been a while.
What brings you guys here?
We bumped into each other in town, so I'm showing them around now. We have a guest role in Director Gotti's new film, so we were invited to come here. You'll be in Director Gotti's next film? Congratulations!
Be careful with that perv. Don't let him goad you into doing some skeevy scene or event.
2 of the actresses are already keeping an eye, making sure they don't get into any trouble.
You're also upset at Strom. At Strom? I guess not, given that doesn't ring any bells.
I'm tremendously grateful to Judith and Nina. Actually, we were on our way to show you, on our way to your office to say hi, Van. You got ahead of us there.
Strom is the advanced wind driver. Oh, I haven't taken a look at it, maybe. I'll check it out after.
If you have the time, feel free to stop by for a visit anytime. I'm usually free during the day. We'll be staying till the Revolution Festival, so I'm sure we'll have a chance to visit. We'll break out a reserve of special snacks for you.
You mean my reserve? When I saved for myself? Oh, you were saving those? Oops, I ate all of them already. Son of a... Just the name got me to put Storm and Strom in the same... Ah, okay. Let's check that out.
Modifying your orbment, are you?
Sorry.
I can handle any Zytha modifications you need.
Nope. Not the ones. Change hollow. Nope. Nope. I always forget. Yeah, it is in orbits, right? That you... There we go. I forget that you have to, like, tab over to here to do it. There we go. Strom. Yeah, so I have Strom. Innocence. Oh, yeah, Storm. But, yeah, Storm is the first one. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, I feel like Innocence could be a really fun one to play with, depending on, like, who you're doing it with. But at the same time, I'm just like,
God is so
I don't feel like building my own plugins. I am walking here!
May we be on our way?
I'm surprised I got all this last day. I always unlocked every plugin for every driver immediate. Innocence is fun. Oh yeah, Innocence has to be like one of the most fun. Oh wow, okay. So I mean, if you unlocked every slot, I have to imagine, even though you unlocked literally every driver as well. Yo, it's them being idols. That I'll have a decent time. Because like it's not like I've made a whole bunch of things. Hey, Wolf Slash, how's it going?
Don't stare, you make my heart race. We'll be performing live at the Revolution Festival. We'd love to see you all there. Come on, go, go, come on to the moon. Thank you so much, everyone. Oh, just look at those two. To think that there are still girls around with such a beautiful bond. They call themselves idols, I think. How cute. Wait, no, I can't allow my earthly desires to get the better of me again.
My earthly desires for Yuri. I only just repented for them and pledged to celebrate the Revolution Festival memorial service without them, but look at me already. But I just can't ignore the way my heart is beating, huh? They're putting on a show at the Revolution Festival. Did you do the Sherry connection? I don't think I did. Please, Sky Gods, guide me forward, illuminate my path. What one is that? Excuse me, is it for this? Yeah, no, I guess I don't think I did the Shreed one whenever it was up. So I'm trying to think about my connections. So as part of it, they went to the okay. Interesting. Okay. Now I get to see that in my own personal time. Because eventually, yeah, because like I got some people maxed, but like it's definitely gonna be a next run through max it for everyone. Because this game feels like an interesting one where it's like a lot of stuff I feel like you just can't do in one run, like you have to do in multiple. Like that didn't feel the case in like most other Trails games. Like you were able to do just about everything in one if you did it right and found everything. Whereas in this one, it's like, oh, actually, no, there are just straight things that's like, nope, New Game Plus is what it's not mandatory, but like do it to get all the achievements and things. Because you have to like go with each of the 4 paths. So they went to a rock and roll show and a song from East. Ah, that's fun.
I'm proud of all my wares. It's been a pleasure.
Does anything catch your eye?
I hope I see you again.
Can't wait until like right before the final boss in the in whatever dungeon it is. Just like, okay, am I at gourmet max rank? Yes, no. If no, if no, let me pump all my food. I was lucky in my, as you see, we're just high enough range. Ah, see, I only got to choose Hayoe. It sucked. And by sucked, it's just fine. Look who it is. I haven't seen you all since you went that bad. That one even. We weren't expecting to run into you here either, Director. How come you're with Lieutenant Kayla? Or Kyla, or whatever. Government asked yours truly to help with the ceremony's production. Makes sense. You did do a good job with the film festival planning, catastrophes notwithstanding. Don't act like you didn't help at all, eh? You could do without a do-over from the last festival. Please don't jinx it. I wouldn't worry so much. You're more than aware of the fact that we're finally rid of A. The odds of anything major happening are low at best. Nothing happening in a Trails world at a big event? Bullshit. It's not probable that there are remnants still out there, so security is still just as tight, as a precaution. You're here to discuss on unit placement then? That's right. The meeting's with us more than anything. Hey, we met you guys at Basel. It's good to see you again, too. We're helping set up all the equipment for the ceremony. Oh, yeah. Y'all are showing off some new stuff, right? Must be pretty busy then. Grinding in work, more like. This isn't even my specialty, but here I am, slaving away. Though your sympathy does soothe the pain, Van. You don't mind if I call you Van, right? Of course not. Good. You can call me Essie, just like Quattro does, if you want. I'm gonna pass on. She gets real casual real quick. Will Professor Cronkite be in attendance at the unveiling? He'll be at the ceremony, but not much else. He's got his hands more than full with another project right now. Professor Hamilton will be here, too. Esmeralda, Kayla, mind hearing me out here? Oh? What about? You two are bursting at the seams with sex appeal. There's this pizzazz to ya. It's everything I could have hoped for and more. What do you say we chase new heights of sexiness together? And I am far too busy to even consider the proposition. That's not a field I have much interest in, I'm afraid. What? Same as always. The height of sexiness.
What'll you have today?
Okay, good. I didn't realize you're up here. CP plus 35. That's not bad. Cookies and cream ice cream? Oh, dude.
Thanks for
love
coming.
cookies and cream. It's one of the best flavors of ice cream.
Ladies and gentlemen, your
It's like chocolate chip cookie though. It's just like one of like the best flavors. So top tier. Meow.
All right.
Looks like we got 4 SPG, Dingo's Legacy. My name's Cunning, and I'm the editor-in-chief for the Gossip Rag Meld. There's something I gotta tell you about Dingo Brad, who used to work here. If you're interested, come to the 2nd floor of the Oval Cafe. I'll make this an official 4 SPG just in case. Okay. Wait. Anyway, let me have a look. Pest control at the park. We receive reports that the dangerous monster Genitos Nubia has appeared deep within the forest area of Dirk Memorial Park. Take care of this in the guild stead. I ain't smelling the usual scent, so I think the bulletin board hunt's over. Van? Now, a poor friend of yours used to work at Meld, right? Biggest gossip rag in Calvert. I didn't know you were tight with the editor-in-chief. I'm not. Dingo's mentioned him before, but I've never met the guy. It's supposed to be a bit of a headache to deal with, so I've tried to keep it that way, too. But it looks like my luck just ran out. I really think we should meet him. Perhaps he might be waiting for us already. Wasn't the Orbital Cafe? Walking to the Orbital Cafe shouldn't take us so long. We should go and visit him when we get a chance then. Okay. So, let's go to Dirk Memorial Park, and let's go to the
Off we go.
forest depths. There we go. Beautiful music. And we know, if there was a 100-hour achievement in this game, I would have it. Fearsome foe is prowling around. It's not really prowling. It's a plant.
Give me your word.
Just kind of standing there. menacingly. You don't like wind? That's perfect. Excuse me.
Activating drive.
Not while I'm here.
Not while I'm here. Craft.
Going all in.
Go. Self buff.
Here I go.
And then S-Craft, so I can get Employee of the Month on Mr. Burgard. Oh, that's a really cool S-Craft. Not even gonna lie. Okay. Let's plop you back there.
This'll hurt.
Give you some coin bullets.
Take this. Up to you, Reset.
Good. Cobalt curtain.
Cobalt curtain.
Give everyone
Activate. There.
this one of them. What damage you doing, Anya's? 21
Activating
plus
skill.
5 plus 6 plus 2. Good. Good.
I won't lose.
And that is what we like to see. I have a feeling I'm gonna have to take like a screenshot of like all my Beeble's equips before reset, because most Trails games, I think all Trails games actually, none of them like keep the keep what you have equipped when you go into New Game Plus, which is always a slight annoyance.
Activating drive. Missile down.
Activating
Yo.
skill.
I shall handle it. How's this?
Let's just do another S-Craft.
I won't lose.
Going all in.
Here
goes.
There we go. Easy. Good. Give Burgard a couple S-Crafts. That way he's
All in a
found
day's
Rebirth. Nice.
You're a deposit
So that's the
first.
last driver. There we go. Master driver. Good, good, good. Dude, I'm Rex. I'm a master driver now. Holy crap. Now, see, that makes me wonder what the final tier of Spriggan points gets you. Don't tell me, but I thought that was going to be a driver, frankly. Because we have all the holocores. Now we have all the drivers. So it must be like an accessory or something. Okay. So what is Rebirth? Okay, so it is specifically a healing one, but it is mostly empty. So it just gets you good general AoE, good single target, and then everyone. And then whole bunch of empty slots. That's pretty good. Because like Celestial is a good heal, but it costs so much. And in this game, like there's no real like there's like unlike Cold Steel and Reverie and even Azure, right? There's no great way to regen EP in fights. You have to use items to get it back. Right? There's no, hey, get back EP based on damage dealt, as far as I know. Meaning, like, if you use 600 EP for Celestial, you're going to need to chug something. Those numbers are without cut deductions, I found out. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because, that makes sense. Because they're just showing it when it's as an item, not as...
You have a charge attack ready.
Yeah. There we go.
This could get tricky with some men.
Let's finish the job.
There we go.
We will proceed with caution.
Boom.
Begin reset.
Go ahead I say that unless the stream runs late, it's unlike you. Oh yeah, no, I didn't think I was gonna finish tonight. Gonna be real. I did not think I was gonna finish tonight.
Certain arts seem to work better.
That was not in my head. As the stream tells us, this is not my first Trails rodeo. I know how long these games and how long the finales take. Looking at you, fucking
Nice.
Hold Steel
That
2.
was great.
You're a true professional there.
Got your tag confused me. Yeah, it's difficult to like, cause the thing is, oh hey, how's it going, Fibby Mira? Thanks for dropping by. It's hard to come up with good stream title names when I don't know exactly what's gonna happen in the stream, and I don't know how far I'm gonna get in them. Like, I don't know, like, cause like here's the thing: the game could always surprise me by having a surprisingly short finale
Let's do
compared
this.
to, like, it could. You haven't experienced the final Purgatory of Tokyo Xanadu. I mean, I played Tokyo Xanadu. Yeah. And I did. That one was a long finale, as well as getting, like, the true end as well. That one took a bit.
Right.
Middle-aged man, how's it going? I remember Ko. You really did come. Not that I didn't trust Dingo at all. Name's Van Arkride. Take your meld editor-in-chief. Finale, true ending, after story, shits and giggles. Yeah, right. It's great. Yep, that's me. Me and Dingo go back about 7 years. Told me a lot about you. Sounds like you're real busy over in Rossian, too. No clue what you're on about. Thought there would be no reports about us being involved with it. There won't. The authorities keeping it secret. He was probably just saying that to get under our skin. Ah, well, whatever. I'm not getting an article, so I'm not interested. Called you here for one of those 4 SPGs of yours. Nothing more, nothing less. The gist of it is that I want you to help me look for Dingo's notebook. Oh? What's this about? You suspect he had a notebook containing information you gathered as a reporter? More like as an information dealer? Both, actually. I first heard about it a few weeks ago, just before he headed off to Cray. I could tell he was chasing a dangerous scoop of some kind, so I jokingly asked if he had a will ready. Game since launch when we finished it this year. That's great, but you did finish it. Oh, look at us now. Really didn't occur to me, not even for a second, that this would happen to him just 4 days later. Read all the root. This is my favorite part so far. 99 times melon soak candy, 99 times cigarette cocoa, 99 times dark grape. My god, that interesting. I mean, I think all of those are CP ones, and they're relatively cheap CP ones, but they're also low recovery, if I remember right, like 5 and 10, I think. We take the CP, yeah. He laughed at it at the time and said one thing to me. The closest thing I have to a will is in my notebook. I've left it with a trusted source, so if anything happens to me, send out 4 SPG about it. Wait a second. This is a third memento of his on top of the video and camera. We don't have that notebook ourselves, though. Sorry if that's what you're hoping for. Ah, never thought you did. I suspect you're the only one who could track it down. Dingo seemed to trust you more than anyone, so I suspect that's the way he wanted to play out, too. God, I know it's a misty witch, so took a break. Ah, okay. Yeah, I remember the witch being a little bit of annoying, but I wasn't playing on it hard or anything, so yeah. Honestly, I'm looking forward to the next Tokyo Xanadu thing that they do, because it looked like they announced it. They just haven't like shown any like gameplay of it, but yeah, it's probably gonna be neat. I can finish on PS4. PS4 broke after 2. Oh lord. The authorities have got everything that happened in Crate down on lock, and Armada are dead and gone. So I can't imagine it'd have anything worth writing an article about it to begin with. Which means it's not worth my while hunted down. But I can't just go and ignore his words about it. So here we are. I'll put up the money for you to find this thing. My last gift to him. So what's it gonna be, Spriggan? Gonna go find Dingo's notebook or not? Let's do it. We'll take the job. Got anything else you want to share? Maybe he said something more about this trusted source of his, for example. Yeah, I remember him telling him that was nowhere near enough info to find the thing it myself. Only thing he gave me was that it's with people who know about as much about my past as you do. So nothing? I couldn't load save data I backed up because the DLC stuff doesn't work or something? Oh. Might pique my interest. Wonder what Dingo's past was like. I've only heard bits of it myself. How much do you know? Even less than you do, I suspect. I know I used to live in Messeldom before I ended up in the capital 7 years ago. That's about it.
Wait, didn't Dante's act like he knew him?
It's been some time since we last met, Dingo Brad.
Dingo Brad.
Though we did cross paths in Tharbad, albeit briefly. If we exclude that little encounter, I haven't seen you since your days as a mere informant in Messeldorf.
Downloads but never installed when you start the game. Ah. That's gross.
Yeah. And you were still Enrique's second in command back then.
Saying the two of them knew each other at length beforehand would be a fair assumption.
Alright, let's see what we can dig up with that info then. Good luck. Anyway, my break's over. Gotta get back to work on finding scoops for the festival. I'll give you my number. Just give me a call if you do find it. I'll wire you the money if you do. It can be my way of honoring Dingo's death. Got it. We'll take it from here.
So, what's the plan here? We don't exactly have a load of info to go off of.
Shot at my bros before, same thing. They must have did something that messed it. Yes. Only clue we have is that someone who knows about as much as Dingo as that guy does. That rules out Jack and Bermotti. And Van, obviously. Oh, and Ren, too. Yeah, any information dealer's probably out of the question here. So is anyone with as many connections as Ren has. Jack, Bermotti, and I tried not to pry into his past either, mind you. Something must have happened between Dingo and Dante as well. He was still messing with him. He left the city after whatever that was. I ended up in the capital and becoming a reporter right after. Not any details, but I imagine we'll get out of this knowing a whole lot more than we came in with. Gonna be unearthing what you tried to bury this whole time. All the burdens he carried by himself. Fan, you don't look like you're about to back it down now. No way. Job's a job. And I'm nothing if I can't see this kind of shit through. But anyway, I can think of at least one person who'd fit the bill for this job that won't be a pain in the ass to meet up with. Oh? It's not an information dealer, mind you, but she was close to Dingo. I can't be the only one who immediately thought of her.
Oh!
I suspect I see who you mean now.
It does seem plausible that she might know something. Are we going to meet her then?
Yes, let's talk around her. Let's not mention her name, because we all know it's Maria. Yeah, let's head on over to the Tyrell Times. Don't think a meeting with her will be all that hard to get as long as she's not out of the office.
Right.
Oh, damn it! That bastard up and left us with the bill! Gotta be pretty sly if you're gonna be running the biggest gossip rag in the country.
Well, it's the least we could do for him since he brought this to our attention.
That bastard! Get on, I mean, hey, we're gonna get the cost recouped at the end when he gives us the money for the thing. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Also, I don't think I've been to the cinema yet in this place. So let's take a peek at that. What's playing right now? Gloria, Midnight Memories, Rainfall. Gloria, Rainfall, Midnight Memories. Gloria, Rainfall, Midnight Memories. Gloria, Rainfall, Midnight Memories. Gloria, Rainfall, Midnight Memories. None of them. Okay.
Hello.
Explain Midnight Memories. How many tickets do you wish to buy? Who should I invite? Let's do Brigard and Judith. Tickets for Midnight Memories, 600. Man said let everyone loose so he could watch a movie during his movie or work break. After inviting some company to tag along, they made their way to the theater. October 25th. 10:25. Does that mean something? Is that when something's coming out or getting announced? Three high schools sneak into an old mansion, looking to use it as the setting. Oh, your current. Ah, okay. Looking to use it as the. Looking to use it as the setting for their independent horror film. Lance is the star actor, Joshua is the cameraman, and Emily is the screenwriter. Each dutifully fulfills their role, and the filming progresses without incident. I'm not sure if I can get Aaron Max in this playthrough, though. Are you talking about his relationship, or... I've been going to movies and gifts for one time. Ah, okay. So it would have to be free events. So you need to... Yeah, he can watch my only... Ah. Why haven't we been going to the movies? And the film progresses without incident. However, a strange phenomenon occurs as they begin shooting the final scenes, and Aaron is at oh yeah, that's gonna be difficult.
Is it just me, or has the lighting been acting up for a bit?
For real?
Has it? I don't know. It was working fine this morning. Whoa! The lights went out.
Hey, come on! I can't see a thing! Get those lights back!
Lance? Huh? Emily? Is that you? Blood! Hey, Emily! Something happened to
Come play with me, Joshua.
That's scary. I don't watch horror movies. Because I like sleep too much. Which is weird because like last night, okay, I had the oddest sleep experience where like I had trouble going to sleep and like I woke up several times throughout the night and all that. But when I woke up in the morning, like finally, I wasn't like tired. Like, I guess I had restful rest, but like I did not sleep well, which threw me off. You know, when you get down to it, there tend to be two main kinds of horror movies. You've got ones that deal in jump scares, and then ones that prefer to have a more encroaching sense of dread. My problem with jump scares is that you never know if you're reacting because you're genuinely scared or you're just caught by surprise. And yeah, I totally get what you mean by that. They're a real cornerstone of the genre, but a lot of movies use them too much as a crutch. I guess what I'm trying to say is, what good is a horror movie if there's no real fear to enjoy? Because fear and surprise aren't the same thing. I'm going to have to talk to the director next time I'm on set. I don't want to be doing the same boring thing as the other movies. Guess I know what genre we'll see her in next. Gotta respect how much passion she has for her job, even if it's something of a liability at times. The sensibilities of the young are interesting to consider. I get a kick out of it, you might say. I didn't realize they made movies where the characters encounter ghosts and then try to escape them. You learn something new every day. Hindsight, maybe it wasn't the best idea to take a man of the church to see a movie like that, huh? Oh, something like this does not offend me in the least. You have nothing to worry about. I just know that if they showed up in front of me, I would punch the ever-living shit out of them. Better or worse, it's human nature for people to treat things they cannot see with fear and awe. I'm just impressed these movie makers have found a way to harness that reaction and turn it into something entertaining. Hey, it looks like they sound commemorative brochures. Maybe we should pick one up. Yeah. And we're finished the break. Good. Okay, that's Judith maxed. A foolhardy feline's co-conspirator. Good. And that's him, so he's good. Hey, Keeve, how's it going? It's going well. I'm in the finale of Daybreak, which is pretty cool. I think I'm on stream 23 or 24, if I'm going off of the archive. Somewhere around there. So, doing pretty good. And, like, the thing is, like, the longer it takes me to get through the game, it's like, hey, the closer that Daybreak 2 is. But then I'm also like, but I also have so many other fucking games that I need to play. Like, actually, though. 5 bonds maxed, Spirit Droplet, 10 bonds maxed. 9 movies watched. And where's the all movies watched? Because surely that's one. All movie. Okay, there's 12, so 3 more. I don't remember if they ever showed Brigard's outline, so I was operating on the guys that he was secretly Sigmund for the longest time. Sigmund? This keeps going, but where is the time for it all? I mean, for me, it's not even a matter of, like, time. It's just a matter of, like, scheduling, right? Where it's like, oh, what's the main reason I'm playing Ender Lilies right now? It's because I'm playing this, and because I beat the other game that was like my 1 time a week slot, I needed something. So now it's like, okay, now I'm finally getting to the end of Daybreak, so I'll be able to go back into like the 2 and 2, so I can finally start getting to some of the other ones that I've been waiting. Main one being Triangle Strategy, which I've been waiting to play since its release.
How about some popcorn, huh?
Which will be fun, because if you guys are in the chat while I'm playing it and a choice comes up, I'll go with whatever the fuck you tell me to do. That is my promise. Whatever choice. Missing an eye. Big guy disappeared. The box checked. Randy. Oh, okay. See, the way I saw it, like I had to. Because every character in our like a new game's party, right, is never someone that you've seen before. like outside of this outside of the series, right? If that makes sense, outside of the arc, right? So I was like, okay, yeah, like big dude, like yeah, he fits all the bills, but also at the same time, it's like, okay, why would this group, why would Sigmund not be doing his Sigmund stuff, and two, why would this group be fine with him? Well, I heard.
Yo, what's up, Mario? Oh, it's you guys. Great job, everyone. You all really saved the day back in Arasian.
We haven't seen him in like 4 years. Maybe he changed. I mean, I don't think so. I just spitballing on it. Yeah. I mean, I like Burgard. I think it's cool. I want to know more of his backstory and like how he survived. But yeah, it's interesting where it's like, oh yeah, we could have Burgard because he was nerfed, whereas they had to buff Gaius. Burgard is only allowed to be here today as he is because Gaius was buffed in the last arc. It's the only reason. Father Burger.
Thanks. You're a big help too. Without you, I doubt we would have been able to get all those kids on the airship.
I noticed you've been keeping busy lately.
Yeah, you could say that. I had a lot of investigating to do once those revelations about Arasian came to light. It was all worth it in the end. I feel like I'm finally making a difference.
Good for you. That dingo's got one less thing to worry about up there.
I sure hope so. If I'm that much closer to becoming the sort of reporter he was, I'll take it. Oh, hey guys. Good to see you again. Need something with the paper? Not this time. We came here to talk to you, Marielle.
I thought I'd, but I really just stubbed my toe. I stubbed my toe so hard that I lost my stigma and gave it to a child, and now I'm back, and now I can fuck bitches and make money because I'm not part of the church anymore. Although I guess being part of the church never really stopped Wazzy from fucking bitches and getting money. So I mean, like, you know. Don't understand how that was allowed. Like, even if I just didn't ask Sherry for any help, you think that the Genesees would know that? Well, so it was allowed because they didn't evacuate anyone. Because they were above the city. They weren't outside of it. And the plan was not to permanently leave the city bounds even if they went outside of it. So it was, in fact, a loophole. Excuse you, he escorted bitches? Different. We don't know if he... I can presume that he caught tail. Like, come on, man. It was Wazzy. There's no way he wasn't. Yes, he's recognized as sovereign heir. I mean... Probably. Like, it probably had to think about it, go like, yeah, based on the rules. Because, like, if you think about, like, what's the border of the city? Well, okay, if you're going to put it as a circle on the ground, and they're operating under the ground of said city in the circle, then why would above it, on the rooftops, not be? Okay, well, if the rooftops are fine, what about the air above the rooftops? Right? Like someone jumped off of a rooftop, right? Is that breaking the rules? Okay, if that air isn't, then all the air above the city must fall within bounds. Like, I can see the logical, like, you know, how the Genesis would have to think about it. Yeah, Thomas, he could just put the bombs in there in space with his stick. Well, he would have to be near them. He'd have to be near the bombs in the first place. Which, as we know, you could only get to the final big bomb by incapacitating all the smaller bombs. Not this time. Came here to talk with you, Marielle. Marielle. Give it to you straight. We're going to have 4 SPG involving Dingo and need your help.
What? You are? What sort of request is it? Please, tell me. To put it simply... You talked to Meld's editor-in-chief, Mr. Cunning? Dingo told me about him before, but I've never had the chance to meet him in person.
The question I had, which I hope they cover in cold steel. Why the Genesees react to Grimcat? I think it's because the Genesees generally react to plot. Because as we can see, anytime someone mentions something that is like plot relevant to the Genesis and like getting it to Anya's, it seems, it reacts regardless of thing. So because Judith is Grimcat and she was there, and everyone else was potentially going to need to know that Judith was Grimcat and that she was the one who's going to be giving them the mission to go to Tharbad where the Genesis was the first time they met. Yeah, that's why I think it reacted. Yeah, it looks like Maria has a purple afro. Yeah, it does right now on the side. Just on top of her hat. She's wearing a second hat. It gets cold. Dingo told me about him before, but I've never had the chance to meet him in person. He said he wants you to find Dingo's notebook? That's right. You remember Dingo ever talking to you about that thing by any chance? Hat on a hat. Doesn't have to be anything direct or explicit. Anything you happen to remember him saying with Helm? Actually, we didn't just talk about it before. I've seen that notebook with my own eyes. Say what? How'd that happen? As I'm sure you all noticed, when he was alive, I tended to barge in on him while he was trying to work and stuff. One day while we were having lunch, I was asking for advice on how to interview people, and he was writing stuff in this black leather notebook. I asked him what it was since I was curious. He told me it's where he jots his info down, both for his reporting work and info broker stuff. That certainly sounds like the right notebook. At least now we know it's real.
I got a little whiny and tried to get him to show me his notes, but of course he refused. When I got huffy about it, he kind of laughed and patted me on the head. Last I remember exactly what he said. Who knows? Maybe you'll get a peek at them one of these days. Although if I play my cards right, you should never have to. Oh wow. He must have already been preparing for what might happen to him in that case.
If that's the way he was talking, then we can probably rule out him taking the notebook with him to Cray.
CID also apparently swept through his place and couldn't find any real material of note that he left there either.
He had to have either given it to someone else to hang on to, or stashed it somewhere for safekeeping. Which brings me to my next question. Can you think of anyone he would have left that notebook with, or anyone who might know where it would be? Again, it's okay if you don't know anything definitive. Any leads you might have would be great. And just to be clear, I don't mean other brokers like Bramati. I'm talking about other sorts of acquaintances he had. Hey, Shek. He should have used OneDrive. I mean, you know. But then it would be so easy for the government to get the info on it, you know? He had to store it, you know, in physical floppy drives. Oh, Lord. Not that I was ever old enough to use floppy drives. They were just around the house when I was growing up, and I would play with them. Kind of did the cloud storage thing with his father. Yeah. I mean, he distributed it very quickly, so yeah. Can't trust the orbital cloud. You can't. Everyone has access to it. Then the government shuts it down. Other sorts of acquaintances he had. Right, of course. Let me think. Based on what Mr. Cunning told you... wait, could he have... think of something? Maybe. It could be completely wrong, but I can't rule it out either. Basically, when Dingo was alive, he would sometimes cover the adult industry from Eld magazine. He did? That's interesting. Guess that comes with being a tabloid reporter. What's the adult industry? Doesn't every industry have adults in it? It's code for grown-up stuff. Certainly more grown-up than this wannabe project here, that's for sure. Still peer-to-peer probably. Make it very insecure if the user base is small. Yeah, how's it going, Chuck Boy? Thanks for dropping by. Anyway, one time I confronted him about it. Do you really have to cover such sexual stuff in your articles? Readers demand it. If readers demand it, it's our job as reporters to give them what they want. Plain and simple. Plus, it's a way to get information that can help shut down some of the nasty illegal places run by the Mafia. Oh, okay. Guess that makes sense. Say, out of curiosity, do you ever visit those sorts of places yourself? Huh? Only when I need to for work. Lately, I've been too busy to go any places like that myself, so I've had to lean on one of my old contacts a lot to get what I need. Not exactly ideal when my job is supposed to be report on the things I see myself, but it is what it is. Fair enough, I guess. Well, you hear me complaining about you. Complaining about what? Nothing. Nothing at all. Anyway, who's this contact you mentioned? Huh? She's a woman who operates on the ground. Runs a handful of outlets. Pretty talented, all things considered. Microsoft Cloud's bear. like the tempered Mario's recovery. Like she's bare, but she doesn't become a super important solve all obvious problems like what sometimes happens. Like, yeah. No, she's still her same old reporter self. It's more just about like, okay, she's not so depressed that I'm actually worried about like, okay, are you going to still be here tomorrow? Are you good? It's like, okay, yeah, she's good, but she's not a fantastic reporter. She's certainly no Dorothy. She's certainly no Dorothy.
She? Your contact is a woman?
Yeah? What does that matter?
Mm-hmm. Gotta introduce me to her. It'll help me write better news articles. Yeah. Unfortunately, Dingo said it was too soon for me to be going to a place like that, and that was that. Looking back on it, there's only one part of town he could have meant when he said she worked underground, huh? Yeah. I think that one goes without saying. Not only that, I think I just might know the woman he's talking about. Never would guess those two had any history. Just goes to show it's a small world we live in. I certainly remember there being a business that fit the bill when we were down there. Does that mean we're going to the Blacklight District? Yeah, who knows if we'll turn anything up down there, but it's worth a shot.
Hey, you guys?
Yeah, what's up?
I want to go with you.
Okay.
Could I, please?
Sure. Come on down. I don't know.
Yeah, it gets kind of dangerous in the Blacklight District. Oh, I already know how dangerous it can be. Believe me. We're talking about Dingo's notes here. What's inside them matters to me too, you know?
Who knows? Maybe you'll get a peek at them one of these days. Although if I play my cards right, you should never have to.
Oh, Dingo.
Oh. She does have a point. What do you think, Van?
Alright, you can come. You did give us some valuable info, so it's only fair. You got promised two things. One, you stay behind us down there. No running ahead. And two, you'll carry your own weight and help us out too. Deal?
Deal. Thanks, Van. I promise you won't regret this.
Alright, let's jump join the group. Immediately regrets it. Okay, Blacklight District.
Time to depart.
Let's go. Okay. So that's over there. Ah, yes, there. I forgot that there was a brothel-esque area. Okay, let's come up here, get this out. Water. I need water.
I told you to take it easy on the hard stuff over here. We're not on our home turf. You can't expect them to make stuff the same here.
Uh-huh. Didn't realize you two were in Edith. Looks like you're having a real fun time.
Hey there. Good to see you.
We've been working like dogs on the broker stuff. Thought we could use a break, and now here we are. Just having the time of our lives. So what dragged you two all the way here? You on their tail, I take it?
Yep. We're trying to figure out how the underworld's changing now that they're gone. You can really only do that on the ground. It's pretty calm so far, surprisingly. More than I expected. Maybe it's because the CID was so on top of the stragglers.
Probably. Those smug pricks aren't running around the underground settling back down. Those drugs, though, those will be sticking around for a while. It's a lot tougher to get those off the streets.
It does make sense. It's unfortunate. Actually, this chat just reminded me of something. I've heard whispers about some two-bit gangster who's been on the run from the feds now, after he did some work for those guys. Word is he's camping out somewhere in the Tyrell District. I don't have anything else to go on, but I figured you might want to know. Tyrell District, huh?
Ah, that's a good tip. Appreciate it. Well, have fun, you two. Try to stay on your feet, Jack. Alright? Okay, and they were probably talking about the dude that was giving drugs to Curtis.
Come again.
Okay. You two are cool. Joe Browning. Magasa. This man, Barker Tracy. Oh, what's up, girl?
Ooh, you look dangerous.
Funny strip.
I'd better see you again.
Topic.
Let me ask you something.
How's it going, girl?
Oh, it's you.
You know, I thought I knew you well, but I had no idea you and Dingo went so far back. Live with me here. You were the one helping him investigate Alma's illegal adult business, weren't you?
Yeah, that's right. We must have worked together for a decade, I want to say. We both had to keep it on the down low in order to operate freely, though. He and I had known each other since we were both up in Messeldom.
How long, huh? Guess that makes sense.
If you don't mind me asking, how did the two of you, meet? Oh, it wasn't anything special. He was a newly minted intel broker, and I was your common whore, making ends meet out on the streets. We had a nice little thing going. He'd buy information I coaxed from my clients, and I'd do him some favors in kind. He scratched my back, and I scratched his. Huh, this is all news to me. Can we assume that Dingo hadn't started doing any reporting work back then? More or less. I will say, for an errand boy working underground, he had a certain naivety to him back then. Maybe because he was still so young. I had an acquaintance who worked at a local paper. I remember he was pretty intrigued about that side of things. I'll also mention, it was 8 years ago when I made the move to Edith and set up shop down here. Before I left, he gave me some top-secret information as a parting gift. His intel and his connections have been a huge help to me. Maybe to the lady killer to schmooze his way into the underground. He really helped a lot of people while he was alive, didn't he? Indeed. Later on, after everything went down in Messeldom, that's when he ended up drifting into town. Personally, I was happy to see him make a clean break and get into a better line of work with better people. You never know what life has in store for you. Maybe the gods took a liking to him and threw him a bone. Maybe so, yeah. Sorry to interject, but what happened to him in Messeldom? I didn't know anything about that. I wish I could tell you, honey, but it's not really my place to say. That all happened after I left, so I only heard of things through the grapevine. But I won't leave you empty-handed. If you're looking for his notebook, I've got some information I'd be happy to share. Really? You do that? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Just to clarify, we're looking for this black leather notebook he used to carry around. You've seen it before, I take it?
Sure have. He'd been looking for a place to stash it away. I offered to hold on to it myself, but he turned me down. Can't blame him for being so cautious when he was going up against Almada. But I did hear him mutter about asking someone for help on his way out of town for a piece. That was 3 days before everything went down in Cray, for reference. Holy cow, what timing!
That's a valuable clue there.
Actually, now that she mentioned it, how did Dingo get to Cray? Do you have any ideas, Van?
He had this tiny-ass car, but he never drove it all that much. There's always paranoid people following him. Usually he took a train or a bus when he had to go out to the sticks. Probably flew a bit from time to time, too. I know what he did here.
Same.
Talking about a guy who knew all their tricks by that point. Might as well have just been moving randomly. Sure as hell wouldn't take something as obvious as public transit. Not when Almada had eyes everywhere. Exactly. He would grow out his own car, too. That would have carried its own risks. Thinking realistically, he probably would have rented a car, hitchhiked on a truck, taken a taxi, ridden an orbital bike. All of these are perfectly fine. I happened like twice, but did the double contraction stick out to you? No, not really. Like, I think I noticed them and, like, laughed and said I like it, but they didn't, like, take me out of it or anything. It's not like Homesteaded. Okay, so let's go through it. So if he wouldn't take his own car because of the own risks involved, then renting a car, I feel like, would also carry apparently they're valid, but not suggested. Oh yeah, no, they're 100% valid. Because there's nothing bad or wrong with using multiple contractions in one word. It's just that, like, they don't sound very smart. Also, you run the risk of people maybe not knowing what words are actually being contracted. So renting a car, I feel like would carry the same risks as normal car, because you would have to give his license and stuff, and that could be its own issue. Taking a taxi, well, ridden an orbital bike, I feel like would make it even more, like, renting a car and ridden an orbital bike, I feel like this one, ridden an orbital bike, just kind of doesn't make sense unless he specifically got Hermes to transport him there, which I guess is possible. Taking a taxi, maybe. Like, I'm going with hitchhiked on a truck or ridden an orbital bike. Hitchhiked on a truck might not make sense because he would have to know that the truck is going to Cray, which he couldn't guarantee when he was on a timetable to try and make sure he was there because he was investigating something. Taking a taxi. Is this a SP choice? Because this is bullshit. I believe it is. Okay. I think it's ridden an orbital bike. Can I get confirmation as to whether or not I am correct or incorrect on this one? Because I want to max out my Spriggan points. Incorrect? Okay, is it hitchhiked on a truck? Incorrect. God damn it. Is it fucking taking a taxi? Ding, ding, ding. Okay. Dang. I think chances are pretty good our guy took a taxi. Sure as hell ain't cheap, but I've given him the lowest profile and the most flexibility. They blend right in on the road.
Oh, good thinking. Might be onto something, Van. Taxis are pretty commonplace, especially for people heading out of town. There's no way Almada could have been monitoring every single taxi running in Edith. If that were the case, what sort of taxi would he have taken? Presumably one with a self-employed driver instead of a company now.
That's a good point. Self-employed driver would have given him more flexibility.
Sounds like you guys have your next lead. I have no idea who the driver could be, unfortunately. Maybe it was one of his friends.
Thanks, Fontana.
My guess is he had a driver he hired on the regular. Someone he could trust. That ring any bells for you, sweetheart? You know something? It actually does. I remember Dingo would sometimes hail a taxi to get to a reporting site. He mostly took one that had this black and yellow checkered pattern around the bottom. The driver was an eccentric guy, too, from what I recall. I remember that guy. I know that guy. Oh, wow. That's really good info. Glad we were able to remember that.
You said it. I'll have to look into that once we're done here. Anyway, thanks for the chat, mistress. I'll pay you back sometime.
Yes, thank you so much. You have no idea how grateful I am. Oh, don't mention it. I owe Dingo that much. That said, you can always repay me by coming back here to play, you know. Don't forget that. But yeah, Dingo would tell us me stories about you two sometimes. The punk-ass Spriggan and the newbie reporter he had befriended. I do hope you're able to track down his notebook. If there's anyone out there you'd want to inherit it, I'd have to imagine it'd be you two. Thank you. We'll do our best.
Sure as hell gonna try. Be a waste to just let it go after doing all this work for it. Taxi with a black and yellow checkered pattern. Know exactly which one that is. No idea Dingo is a regular in it. See that car out by Central Station a lot. Driver's probably out for lunch right now, though. Let's check the food stalls first. See if we get lucky. Okay. Station.
May we be on our way.
May we be on our way.
May we be on our way.
May we be on our way. I think that's because he was one of the few random people I talked to in like the pro. Yeah, right? Yeah, he was one of those ones that immediately just kind of like gets you like, oh, wait, who the hell are you? You're interesting. You're a pretty darn unique character.
Well,
I see you. Oh, interesting. Oh, wait, yeah, here you are.
Want to eat something?
Can I
Let
just
me ask you something.
Yeah, okay, you can skip going to his car and just go right to him. Oh, well, if it isn't a big boy with a cute girl hugging his arm. Oh. I'm still seeing 7 TV replacement modes from the last channel I was on. Never thought you'd ask me about that name and notebook. One does never sees, huh? Huh. Looks like we found our guy. So where does you were scratching Dingo's back every now and then? Yep, I mean, I'll look it, but I used to run all over the Republic taking odd jobs on the down low. I was on this smuggling run once, and bam, I bumped right into him. That's how we met. That must have been 10 years ago. Dingo would have been around 20, I think. Yeah, all right. So, do you know how you got tangled up with Almada back then, too? Prologue is the entire beginning of Doesn't Your Dorn Paper. Huh. Oh, my boy, do I ever. That was what led him to ask me for help out of the city that day. Snuck him out just like that. He hopped on a bus for Cray, and that was the last I saw of him. In retrospect, I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have let his dumb ass do that. Heyo, how's it going, Echo Dave? Thanks for dropping by.
It wasn't your fault, Giordano.
Don't beat yourself up over it. You weren't the one who killed him. It was Almada. Not even. Dante's owned that. The shitheel. Yeah, right, yeah. Hey, he got what was coming to him at the old capital. Bet Dingo's laughing up there. Happy karma came around for the bastard. What makes him feel better? He really regret being the guy's broker in the past. Dante's really wasn't the same guy once he took over. So that's his background, huh? Not trying to justify him, but Dante's used to have a good rep on the streets. He had a code and he stuck to it. Not let people trust him. Okay, thanks. How's Daybreak? Daybreak's going great in the finale. Just doing some 4 SPGs. Ugh. Having a grand old time. No wonder he ended up so popular. With how much everybody hated the head honcho before him, he got Dingo hook, line, and sinker. Dingo was an informant, gave him the info we needed to bring the old guy down, and now instead we have this monster he built. Monster, you say? A fitting title for him. I'm not too privy to what happened beyond that, so I don't want to speculate. So you're looking for Dingo's old notebook, and you think you got it? Think I've got it? Bingo.
Please, may I have it?
Well, I'd love to give it to you, but I'm afraid I can't.
Why not? Is there something you want done first?
What, Pretty Boy say it was for your eyes only? Well, he told me to keep an eye out for this Spriggan guy and a newbie reporter. If anything happened to him, he wanted me to give this here key to whichever of you two I bump into first. Dane coin locker key.
Oh. So, what is this key for?
Looks like a key for a station coin locker you can see around the subway. Which, I will say, are great. When I was in Japan, there were coin lockers like everywhere. It was so nice to be able to just be like, take my backpack off or whatever, chuck it in a coin locker, and then like go somewhere else. And just come back. And like, the thing is, like, the coin lockers are effectively free. Because the way they work are sort of like grocery carts at like Aldi, or I guess a lot of, as far as I understand, like a lot of European grocery markets, where to get the cart you have to put a quarter in, or whatever yen coin, and like it unlocks it, and like then to get the coin back you have to return it and lock it back into the pristine cart. So it's like, oh yeah, you only get your coin back when you put the key back in and turn it, and then the locker's open. So it's like they're free and it's great. Yeah, it was very nice. Keep yourself, yeah. Spot on. He said he'd stashed in the easiest locker he could find. Not sure what he meant by that though. I have no idea which station it's at. Got it.
The easiest locker you could find. Where would that be?
Well, that about gives it away.
Oh, could it be the one by Van's office?
Probably. So I'm back and take a look. Thanks a bunch, Giordano. Maybe I'll make it up to you with a joyride one of these days. When I feel like it. You just call me anytime you're plastered and I'll be your DD.
DD. What are you doing in my laboratory?
Okay. Let's go to Old Town.
May we be on our way.
What do I do?
What do I do?
The key we got from the driver probably goes to one of the coin lockers here. What do you say? Should we check what's inside?
Gulp.
Check the coin locker.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Okay, let's head in. Mary and the others found the coin lockers tucked away in a corner of the subway station. They located the one that corresponded with the key they held, finding a black leather notebook inside. The group then proceeded to move to a quiet location in order to inspect the contents of the notebook. This is something, all right.
Didn't get to talk to Dingo much. I know for a fact that he was an outstanding man. Indeed, not just anyone could pursue Almada to the degree he did without backup. It was probably his way of making amends for the role he played in Dante's rise to power. These notes mention how the previous boss's family was murdered too. Even they didn't get spared. That's horrible. Such a heavy burden for him to carry. But that wasn't his fault. He couldn't have known that was what would happen. I can't imagine he felt like he could be in the public eye anymore after that. And that's why he took me under his wing. A good-for-nothing rookie.
It appears he compiled quite a few notes about the ringleaders we took down in Rossian as well. Yeah, let's take a look. Viola, what's going on with her? Viola, gender female, age 26, originally from a minor noble family in the Kadas region in the Central East. Family fell into bankruptcy after Kadas' annexation by Valdis. Viola herself being sold off to a wealthy merchant so they could make ends meet. Yeah. Soon fell into the hands of a criminal organization that was targeting the merchant. Though initially nothing more than a plaything and object of pleasure, she eventually managed to oust the boss and wrestle control into her own hands. Her brutal leadership reputation precedes her. When, 2 years later, the group tried to expand their influence in the cover, they caught the attention of Almada. Conflict with them was brief, and as they were quickly obliterated by Dantes, to whom Viola swore loyalty afterward. As a consequence of her turbulent past, she's incredibly dependent on Dantes, which might be the reason she harbors a fierce rivalry with their fellow Melchior, their possessions equivalent within the organization. Though the body of her needle gun was produced by Zect Arms, the full piece is not part of their official lineup. Further research regarding the origin of her weapon is needed. Well, Crimson Sin is ruined for me forever. Damn it, did you get spoiled on something? Or is it because it's not subtitled Crimson Sin like it should be? Alexander, gender male, 35, born in the former Principality of Northumbria in northwestern Zemira. I was looking at it and it is officially stylized as Crimson Sin. Oh, S-I-N. What, you don't like it? That's capital S, lowercase I, and then capital N? Come on, bro. He was 5 years old with a salt pail, appeared sowing chaos in his homeland. Him and his father then protected the ruling family, fled alongside Prince Balmond when he fled the country, spent most of his childhood and adolescent years in the free city of Taslim. Well, Crimson is also caps. Dude, great. Yeah. So, you know, the I is lowercase to signify that, you know, maybe Van doesn't want to, like, you know, be very, you know, says, like, to emphasize the I, you know. He doesn't want to emphasize it, so he wants to be lowercase. I hate it. Well, it's a good thing that, you know, Crimson Sin isn't going to be in the official title of the localized version, which makes me worry that Kai is not going to have Farewell O Zemuria in its western release, which I'm like, bro, come on, you were losing some of the coolest shit. Alongside Prince Balmond, yeah. Trained by his father in the traditional military art of their homeland, he served the former ruling family until the age of 25, though his life was soon thrown into chaos. His father and he were both ordered to retake Northumbria following the death of the Northern Jaegers figurehead, the current ruler since Prince Balmond's escape. After their assault on Northumbria's capital, Haliask, they managed to seize and control the city for a time, acting as an effective government before being overthrown by the Northern Jaegers. Just between something, bye-bye world. And this ensued a massacre of the remaining civilians in Haliask, mandated by the crazed former Prince Balmond. Staying in opposition with one another, Alexander and his father dueled to the death, Alexander emerging victorious before returning from the battlefield. Though his current whereabouts are unknown, it is believed that Prince Balmond was swiftly and secretly executed by the Northern Jaegers following his capture. Wandering from one corps to another, Alexander was eventually scouted out by Dantes himself and brought into a leadership position within Almada. Though outwardly austere and restrained, he's merciless in combat, sparing none who dare cross him. His ultimate goal being the search for his final resting place, he has rejected any attempt at persuading him to leave Almada. Despite the mechanized gauntlets he wields not being part of their official lineup, it does appear that they were developed by Zect Arms. Olympia, gender, female, age 19. Little is known about her, although she allegedly hails from a remote village hidden in the eastern Zemira. Rumors say the entire village was comprised of heretical puppeteers who worshipped a doll made in the image of an angel. Oh my god. Puppeteers. What is this, Naruto? Thought to be an artifact of some sort, the doll was looked after by a medium. The village's gruesome customs meant that those close to the medium were to be offered as sacrifices. Ugh. These sacrifices spared no one, not friends nor family, though soon tragedy befell the village, leaving Olympia and the doll alone to wander the continent after the demise of all they knew. Multiple records suggest instances of criminals being slaughtered when encroaching on the wandering pair. She was later inducted into the Gardens, the assassin organization, and made overseer of the Garden of Aurum. It appears she's been mostly left to her own devices after being invited by the other overseers, these including Melchior and the Emperor. If I were to guess, the incident that took place in her village led to her and the Angel developing a psychological, interdependent relationship, resulting in her autonomy and emotional expression diminishing. In light of the crisis that's made the Gardens join forces, she may have a chance to reclaim that lost capacity, albeit an incredibly slim one. Ariok, gender male, age over 150? In contrast to the known, confirmed leaders of Almada and Garden Overseers, eyewitness reports of him are few. What we do know of him, the Garden of Rust Overseer, is that he's a very dangerous man, clad in heavy armor. Much of the information about him stretches belief, including how he was supposedly born in a different time period altogether, over 150 years ago. If he was, he's said to proceed from the mythical Holy Iskan Empire, an enormous nation believed to have laid just across the Chanshan and Ishgal Mountains to cover these. Enormous nation believed? It was 150 years ago. Like, how is it... It's like only 150 years ago. How is it believed? How is this not known to be, like, it's 150 years? It's... Yeah, it's the Tanshan Empire and Ishgal Mountains to Calvard's east. This empire is presumed to have vanished following a calamity 130 years ago. In its heyday, 9 groups served to protect the Royal Imperial line. Eastern sources indicate that he was a warrior who represented the Rahu, a tribe of white descent hailing from the west. I'm inclined to believe it's all bullshit, but in an age where immortals like the Lance Maiden can exist in Arbonia, I can't rule out the possibility of there being some truth to it either. At least they point to it being like, there is actually precedent. Whether it's true or not, evidence might suggest that his armor and his strangely shaped battle axe might be artifacts, concerning his joining the Gardens and stories claiming his immortality. This might be highly likely. On top of that, he's the primary suspect regarding the Ice and Shield's annihilation in the outskirts of Cray, though I still can't state that for a fact. More information is needed. Melchior, gender male, age 21. One of Alma's 3 pillars, and quite possibly its most evil and sinister member. He doubles down as the Garden's ringleader and overseer of the Garden of Thorns. Melchior's skills don't fall behind any of his artifact-wielding peers, being highly skilled in the use of the orbital net and being capable of infinitely spawning and freely controlling exposure. Infinitely spawning seems like a very artifact-y power. Beyond that, he also acts as Alma's main strategist and Dante's right-hand man and confidant, and possibly his lover? Though his past is shrouded in mystery, his origins might trace back to the same organization the Oathbreaker, one of Ouroboros' Anguish, also comes from. The Order of the Moonlight Horse existed since the Middle Ages, where the Oathbreaker sat among its top brass for the longest time before losing to Ouroboros and switching sides. He's an entirely different matter and a major threat all of his own. Wrapping this back around, Melchior might have been a direct subordinate of the Oathbreaker before going on to take in the scattered remnants of that infamous cult. If that's true, that would make him something of a prince of the underworld. For someone as powerful as him to idolize Dante so much is nothing short of ominous and concerning, to say the least. Another thing that concerned me is him staying in Cray's vicinity following the Ice and Shield turning into ghouls. Cray's not just some sleepy village with beautiful vistas. More than a touristic spot, it lies stuck between several forces working from the shadows. It also happens to be one of the few places in northern Calvard with a sizable eastern and central eastern population. Knowing the source of Alma's financing. Actually, I'd rather not speculate any further. Dante's. Gerard Dante's. Gender, male, age 34. If I let my feelings take way, Dante's could fill every single page in this notebook. It's not a night where I'm not overcome with regret, but this notebook is not meant for my personal thoughts. Most things I've come to learn about him and his life are at least a little eyebrow-raising. Him being a member of the GG cult before joining Almada, being related to Calvard's old royal family, perhaps even a direct descendant. Tales of his sword are equally as hard to believe, a gigantic blade of black and silver, thought to be an artifact hidden by the royal family. This demon blade was the instrument with which he slew Enrique, Alma's previous head. Hard as these tales are to believe, their true purpose is to strike fear into the hearts of those who hear them, to make Dante's nothing short of the living manifestation of shadows and agony. Deep is the abyss and equally as alluring, his unquenchable thirst for fear is what draws many to him. Seductive and enchanting, it has earned him many loyal followers. But where does such unfathomable hunger come from? A new hypothesis surfaced recently, which might finally explain things. Its source, however, is a little unusual. I'm not particularly keen to take it at face value. But that's neither here nor there. The more pressing matter is his goal in Basel, and that him and the others might have been after something else. His true goal, I imagine, fear. The wanton need to bring about true dread and terror to the masses. He wasn't able to achieve it even with the help of a genius, but that will not put a stop to him. He'll stop at nothing to achieve his mission. Looking into this matter should take priority. Fear. Fear and hunger. I've heard that's a pretty good game, but not a game that I'm willing to try. Seems stressful. Regardless, he sure managed to pull a faster on me than Darbad. I was distracted by that call, but that's no excuse. Should have seen through him much sooner than I did. Try as he might to stay one step ahead, I'll forever be hot on his heels.
At this point, I've worked out how I'm going to get everything recorded, as well as how to leave these notes behind. Now comes the real showdown with him. It's going to be the biggest gamble I make as both a reporter and an information dealer. If, by some sheer miracle, I make it back in one piece, I'll absolutely be following up on those theories I've written about. I can already imagine the hell I'm in for with that dope of a Spriggan and that cub reporter. I really do worry about her. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's just part of the fun.
And he didn't make it back. Close notes.
Dingo. Dingo.
You dumbass. Who's the real dope between us, huh?
This dude was totally nuts. How did he find it in him to go that far? I can only imagine his love and care for others spurring him on to gather this much information. He was both a clever and kind man. And he wasn't just trying to make amends or settle a score. I don't doubt he genuinely worried for everyone's future. Goes without saying, but it's a true shame. He was taken from us far too young.
I'm so glad you two were able to find his notes. Likewise. It must have been the will of the goddess.
Once Maria collected herself, the party drove her back to the Tyrell Times. After reporting their success to Editor-in-Chief Cunning, they got back to work. As for Dingo's notes, once the contents were copied, it was decided that Mariel would hold on to the originals for safety.
That's a wrap.
2
Love
SP.
to see it.
7,500 Miro. Thank you. Great boosted. One additional free time point was added for completing all of them. Good, good, good. Let's come over here. Let's SP report. 16.
Those are impressive results.
345. And there's probably like one more story one, and that will get me above it. If I got all the SP in all the previous chapters, I probably would have hit it right then and there. But oh well. Is there something else I was gonna do? Oh yeah. Orbo delivery. Can you finally? Or I say finally.
What can I get you?
Is this still only? Yeah, damn. I was hoping it would finally be like, okay, last chapter she's able to get like all stuff from all towns. So in case I want to make some more of the evasion strap, like final version, I could, but nope, that's no go. Okay. Any new foods for me to repair? It's also the SP for just completing the main story too, so you should have plenty above the amount for triple. Yeah, it's just an amount where it's like, if I finish the main story and I get the rank then, it's like, okay, cool, I have the accessory or whatever it is. I don't know what it is. I don't want to know what it is. For New Game Plus, but I would have liked to have it prior to New Game Plus so I could have like done like the last dungeon with it or something. But oh well. Yes. So what we're doing now are the connections. So I think I said before, everyone else I kind of want to do because they can at least get connection levels. And Yume's already maxed. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to save here. And I'm going to do Yume's. And then I'll load and do the other ones. Yeah, that was off by 1 SP for it, but I was over the amount completed. Sorry. An old man's back pain. Old man Victor was whining about back pains. I know he's got prep work to do for the festival. Maybe I'll check in on him. Man's group decided to take a short break. We're gonna split up so they can do their shit. Ugh! Yeesh. Sounds pretty serious. Must be tough getting old. Carefully you don't throw out your back, Victor. Think about all the piggyback rides you'll be depriving your granddaughter of. Ugh, not happening. Grandpa, are you okay? I think you better take the day off, man. You nuts? Can't take time off over a few aches and pains. Not only do I have our regulars and reservations to handle, but today and tomorrow inventory stocking days. Those are crucial. We also need to start making test batches for the Revolution Festival menu.
Grandpa, you can rest. It's okay. Mommy and I can handle it.
Oh, thank you, you may. Just hearing those words make your grandpa feel strong. I don't think that sells it. You need help in the kitchen today, period. Tell you what, you think I'm up to the task, I'll take over the kitchen for a while. Can't do it all today. I can't do it all day, but it's the least I can do. You've been cooking a lot for me throughout the years. Don't recall you owing me any for any of it, you punk. Very well. I'm not going to abandon the kitchen. I don't like it, but you can help me out during rush hour. I'm going to supervise your cooking. Don't expect me to go easy on you just because you're doing me a favor either. Understand? Fair enough. Your joint, your rules. Just tell me what you to do, boss.
Yay, thanks, Van. I'll help with the customers.
With that, Van took his post in the Mom Mart kitchen and got to cooking. You're cutting the cabbage wrong. Slice it more finely. Like this? No, even more. Like this? No, that's too fine. No, don't stir so fast. Thought you said you didn't want it to burn. Which is it? Both. Keep stirring so it doesn't burn, but don't do it too fast. Once that's ready, go grab a bag of flour and a can of milk from the pantry.
Hang in there, Van. You can do it.
It's clear as day whose dish looks more appetizing. Eesh, well, that's become a competition, huh? You're the pro. Of course yours is better. I think my stuff holds its own just fine. Presentation's not too shabby, at least. Think so, huh? Don't get cocky, punk. Still got a lot to learn. We'll see about that. Let's taste them and find out. Good to see your back hasn't put a damper on your spirit, Victor. If I didn't know any better, I'd almost think you two are having some nice father and son bonding time. I'll have to take your word for it. Don't really know how that's supposed to look. I think he isn't my actual son, or I would have disowned him after all the trouble he's caused around here. Come on, man. You know, I'm still thinking, like, you know, Paulette still hasn't said that she's getting back with Maxim, so Van has a chance. The rush hour continued at a pace, with Van and Victor yelling at one another in the kitchen, their hands full with customer orders. Idios, your old man really likes cracking the whip. I'm just so sore I ain't gonna be lifting anything heavier than my Zypha today. You'll survive, Van. You're too young to be that worn out. So, thanks for helping my dad today. It means a lot. It's not much, but here's a little something on the house. Oh, damn. You didn't have to, but thanks, Paulette. My dad's really fired up after all that. Put extra effort into it, just for you. You didn't have to tell him that. Oh, really now? Well, I appreciate it. So I hit the spot after an afternoon of back-breaking work in that kitchen. Even I have to admit when a good-for-nothing son has earned his keep. Son? Dad? Papa? Speaking from experience when I say this. Family can take on many forms. Maybe it only has one parent, maybe no one is even related by blood. Point is, there's no right way to be a family. You get to define what your family is and which bonds you cherish. Couldn't have said it better myself. Careful though. I don't think I'm the only potential son in the picture. Like hell, can hell freeze over before I'll count that two-timing scumbag as one of my own. I never named any names. I can only imagine who you two might be talking about. Like, I agree with Victor here.
Grandpa's right. You and me are family. I'll always be with you, Van. I promise.
You sure can melt the grown-up's heart. You should be real careful making promises like that at that age. But thank you, Humes. Means a lot. Don't care what you think. You disappoint my sweet innocent granddaughter, you're gonna be in for a world of pain, you brat. Poor Anton. I mean Maxim. No, not poor Maxim. He had his chance. Like, I swear to God, if it ever comes out that Anton somehow cheated on Sharon, like, that would be the biggest character assassination of all time. Like, I would actually be livid. Yo, we're gonna get to see Prime Anton again in Sky the First. Yo, we're gonna get to see young Anton just being a fuck up. It's great. What he really means to say is take care of yourself, Anne. He worries you might be overdoing it at your job sometimes. I'll let you cook up that part to yourself. Hear ya. Be careful out there. After the short break, Van reunited with the others and resumed work.
Remember, Van, Mommy, Grandpa, and me are always rooting for you.
Thanks, Yume. Aw. I love the found family. This is stronger than family. Okay, time to load that one and do the other ones. Yeah, because all of these ones result in actual, like, stuff. Jack's got some business in the Blacklight District. He seems pretty serious about this, and he stressed that I had to keep this a secret from Hal. Maybe I should check up on him? Could you imagine seeing that fight between Agate and Louvain 3? Oh, it's gonna be cool. Because the thing is, right, now with the Daybreak, like, engine, and they're able to kind of, like, go a bit harder with, like, action choreograph without making it look, like, slow. Like, any of, like, those scenes where it's like, oh, the two characters are gonna fight and stuff, they always kind of look slow and choppy in the Cold Steel engines. But, like, Daybreak, they're actually kind of able to, like, do shit. And, like, back in the day in, like, the Sky and Crossbow engines, right? Like, because they were smaller, they could, like, shove them against each other and be a lot more kinetic because of that. So now we're finally getting to the point where it's like, okay, the 3D can be cool. But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. Fans group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up so they could spend their free time as they pleased. There he is. Looks like Jack's got business with you, Mai. Hey, this is what you promised, old man. Promised? No, I'm sorry. I haven't the foggiest idea what you're talking about. I never promised you anything, you see. What's up? Got a problem? Oh, hey, Van. You actually came, huh? Yeah, just a little concerned about you is all. So what happened? Yes, it's got to reserve a certain 10 mirror coin for me on the off chance he came across it so I could buy it off. Instead, he went behind my back and pawned it off to somebody else. A 10 mirror coin? What's got you worked up over it? Those charge really high interest rate over in Arabonia, as far as I understand. Or is it 50 mirror? I can't remember. It's what we in the business call an error coin. A misprint, if you will. Not only are the portrait and text flipped, but the copper is the wrong color, too. It has a slight silver hue to it. These little mistakes are 1 in 10,000. It's not rare. 30,000 mirror per coin is quite common. Jesus. That's not all that can inflate the value of these, no, sir. Owner history plays a part, too, and a previous owner as infamous as this coins can bump the value up even higher. 50,000 by my estimate. Damn, 50,000 mirror for a little coin? Must have had one hell of a past life to command that kind of money. You're damn right it did. You think you know about my mentor and my greatest rival? Of course I do. The king himself, ain't it? Hal's own man. Right. You probably know that he's not around anymore. There's a reason for that. I was a dumb little shit when I was younger. A cocky ass got him killed. Damn, dude. Sorry. Didn't mean to dig up all that baggage. It's not like I read it in a book or anything. And the dragon. Oh, yeah, the dragon. Yeah. Dragon's gonna be neat. Especially the dragon on top of the mall. Like, and what that does. Like, I feel like that'll be a really cool, like, visual. Because they seem to really like showing, like, airships, like, going around in the sky from, like, the visuals. Like, as you're running around, like, you can see airships and you can see how big they are. So, like, we know the size comparison of Ragnard versus the airships. So, like, he's gonna be chunky. Let's see a screenshot with English speech bubbles somehow. Huh, interesting. Yeah. It also could have been a screenshot because, like, it seems from what they're showing that they're doing one-to-one text. Like, because I saw one thing where it was like, "Hey, look at old one," where it has Estelle going like, and like other things, and it was like, "Hey, look at the new one," where she's saying the same stuff. So maybe it was someone did an edit of the screen cap, and they like put in what was the English text for that moment. Maybe. Because, I mean, like, I don't think they've announced... They haven't even announced who's localizing it. Quote-unquote localizing it. I think it's going to be Exceed, but... we don't know. We need to bring back that ultra-violence. Well, now you know. Anyway, I'm sure you've put 2 and 2 together. The coin we're arguing over used to belong to him. After he died, that coin disappeared. I had no idea where it went. At least until yours truly happened upon it. Jack offered 100,000 mirror for that little coin, and at the time, I was more than happy to give it to him. Finally have physical of Sky Games in English. Nice. Yeah, I'll probably get the special edition for that, whatever it is. Yeah, I still want to get an Azure tapestry, like wall scroll put up, because that game still is like fucking peak for me. I was more than happy to give it to him. Unfortunately, another customer beat him to the punch with a 105,000 mirror offer. Poor Jack was just minutes too late. It was really nothing personal. I was just doing as a businessman does and taking the better offer. Oh, give me a break. You just told me somebody had put on a counter offer. I will have put up more money too. Now, it is a little odd that you didn't do that this time. I know just how much you like to ring people for every mirror they're worth. So it was the money bags who ran off with the coin. Well, if you want to know, you'll have to go straight to the source. As it so happens, the buyer left a note to pass on to Jack. It says quite plainly, if you like the coin back, come to Kayunge. Kayunge? Great. Couldn't just sell the damn coin to them. You had to help them antagonize me too. Thanks, Imai. Every now and again, someone comes out from the woodwork trying to pick a fight with me. Who's got out for me this time, though? I haven't a clue. Yeah, I remember that pair of cheaters you had to deal with in Longport when we were in town. Sure ain't easy being famous, huh? You heading over right now, then? I think I'll tag along and see how it goes down. Sure, go ahead. I don't mind the company. But yeah, I'm curious as to... So I think I talked about it last stream, where it's like, I'm curious as to how fast the remakes of Sky are going to come out. Because I feel like outside of Zero, Sky probably, like the Sky trilogy probably made use of the assets from the first game the most, right? Like, there were very few things in the first game that were not reused in the second and third games, with like the second only having like, let's say, minorly new stuff, and by minorly I mean like it was mostly Liber Arc, and the third game being the most majorly new stuff, being like the entire area in between major areas, basically all of that, along with some stuff in the doors that you may not have previously seen. But like, I'm curious to know if they're aiming for relatively quick order of like, let's get these out. Yeah, mostly dungeons, unique, but exactly. Because like, everyone is now saying, like, okay, cool. Like, now that we're going to have this, there's not going to be any like question as to where you should start, because now the first games are not going to be aged. They're not going to be restricted to just PC, basically, or PSP. Like that. At the same time, it's like, okay, now start with Sky First Chapter. Okay, congratulations, you beat Sky First Chapter. Going to second chapter is going to be a real big change. I think I was already made the map out. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, what was like the overall goal here? And it's like, how fast are they going to be trying to get that out? Do they have two teams kind of working on things? One on like the new, because like trying to map out how many games they got going right now. They got whatever Tokyo Xanadu thing is. Kai is gold. It's coming out in September, so that one's kind of done. So whatever they're working on after Kai, East 10 has been out for a bit in Japan, so it's only the localization. So if they're working on another East title, maybe, and then Sky the First. So I'm not sure as to like what they're like putting out there. I wonder if they're going to try and use the remakes of the Sky games to like push out the next new Sky or new Trails game, to like give more breathing time to like get it there, like not try to rush it out, which I think would be good. And at the same point, it seems like the Daybreak engine is like their go-to now. So it makes me wonder if like they're going to try and update every game, let's say pre-Reverie maybe, to Daybreak engine somehow. Because I could definitely see them at least going up through Cold Steel 2. Right? Like, I could see that. Because you can't look at Cold Steel 1 and 2 and think, ah, yes, peak graphics. Right? Like, they're dated. CS3 is probably where it starts being like, okay, it's not dated. It looks good. Maybe now we might get East 5 remake. Yeah, that would be, like, honestly, I'm surprised they haven't already announced that they're going to do it. But I wonder if they're really just being like, okay, man, we need to make sure we're doing it really good, because wasn't East 5 like the one that like basically like tabled the series for a long time? Because it was just very poorly received. Huh? What are you doing here? Hello. Oh, Hal. Why do you think I'm here? It's because I'm the one who bought the coin. I figured it was possible I might run into you, and now here you are, I guess. Yep, here I am. Good to see you, Van. I was originally planning on having Mao officiate our little game. But if you're here, I'd be more than happy to have you do it, if you don't mind. Sure, I can do that. Bit of a roundabout way to challenge someone to a game, though, don't you think? Yeah, but unless I go to that much trouble, Jack won't take it as seriously as he should. So just to reiterate, Jack, I want to play a game of poker with you. Winner keeps King's coin. Imagine East 1 and 2 remade. That would also be nice. Not that the bump system doesn't have like that is one thing where like there is a lot of character in games kind of staying in their engine, right? Like East 1 and 2 having the bump system, all the Falgana engine games having that engine, and then like each game, it gives a certain level of character. Like I don't think I would necessarily want every single game that Falcom has out to be remade in like the newest, brightest engine. But I could imagine, like, of the ones, I could imagine East 1 and 2 just because they're like real, like they're going on, like they're going a while back in terms of quality of life. I imagine it'd be tricky for a new game engine without bump. Yeah, because like the thing is with, I mean, like you could do it. It would just be going back to solo add-all, which like I feel like they've been trying to get away from, right? Where it was like, okay, they went with solo add-all in bump, solo add-all in Falgana, and then it was like, okay, let's get into group for the next 4. And now it's like, okay, let's do duos. Let's pair. 1 and 2, well, they're sure would not be as good remade, in my opinion. Yeah, I feel like if they did have to do a full remake, they would have to like put them into one game. And even then, that might not even be perfect. Because also it's like if you're trying to remake those games into a new, like into a new engine with a lot of quality of life stuff, it would make them even shorter because a lot of the quality of life would be like teleporting, like fast travel, maybe clearing up some things. Like a lot of the stuff that like padded the time was just figuring out what the fuck to do. But a lot of games nowadays, it's like, hey, just tell me what to do. I mean, I'm not even going to deny that I had some of those qualms, even with later games, where it's like, I don't know what to do. I need to look up what to do. Bring in 2 new characters to play afterwards. Yeah. Let's play as one of the goddesses. It would be cool. So just straight out, Jack, I want to play a game of poker with you. Winner keeps King's coin. Sound good to you? I'm game. You're on. Think you have any chance of winning against me? You really need to ask, Jack? You're right. My bad. That was dumb. All right. Now with that said, I'll have you hold onto the coin, Van. Every round, you'll flip that bad boy to determine who goes first. If it's heads, I go first. Tails, Jack goes first. I feel like I'm being given a big responsibility running this match. I'll do my best to make you guys proud. I'm sure you'll do just fine, Van. We appreciate having you. Well, may the best hand win. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Jack and Al's game got underway as Van watched the proceedings unfold. After the pair exchanged 100,000 mirror for 10 poker chips, they began to trade blows with each hand of cards. Once the match fully heated up, all the remaining chips were put on the line in a dramatic showdown. East one with your new party, the tree and that old lady. Yeah. Oh, that fucking tree, man. It's like, oh yeah, here's this special sword that you have that will make you killing the vampire very easy. And hey, make sure you remember that sword because you need it for the final boss. Not the sword that you get in the final dungeon. No, certainly not. You stepped up your game, Hal. I'm impressed. You'd be told I didn't expect you to even last this long. Save it for when you win, Jack. This game ain't over until it's over. Got that right? Eesh, you are freaking nuts. Not too many in Zumiri who can read each other's hands and bluff the way you can. Although it would mean the bat boss wouldn't be hard to do anymore. Gold sucks, it's soft. Yeah, right. Gold sucks, it is soft. That's why you don't use it on weapons. You stay damage. Yeah, but they didn't. What is the final weapon in East 1? Isn't it? I thought it was just called like the demon sword or something. Yeah, I mean the bat boss I feel like was only hard because of what? It was like it was like FPS locked. I think I had to change the frame. Like, I think I had to change the frame rate on my monitor when I was doing that. Because I beat both East 1 and East 2 in 1 day each. And that was a major thing where I was like, oh shit. I need to, like, silver. Yeah. But yeah, the sword was silver, but that was the second to last sword that you got from the tree. What was the last sword that you get? Like in the tower. I think he didn't give you a proper opening line. Yeah, his openings were pretty small, but if the frame rate also was too high, you just couldn't do it fast enough. Flame. Yeah, flame sword. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, don't use the sword that you get in the final dungeon. Use the second to last sword. Yeah, I remember that just, like, throwing me. You should do a friggin' nuts. That's man Zamir can reach other hands about the way you can. An unmatchably strong fire blade, nothing can stand against it. Lies, you right? It's bullshit. Looks like this next hand's gonna be our grand finale. Sure seems like it. Keep up the good work, Van. Doesn't matter who goes first. Either way, your fate's already set. Well, here goes nothing. Moment of truth. Which hand should I catch the coin with? Which hand should I catch the coin with? Lucky, I'm a righty. Let's go with right hand. Fair though, an ornately decorated longsword. Its silver glow can destroy evil. I mean, yes, true. But generally, as you're going through the entirety of the game, it's like, okay, every time I get a new thing, it's more powerful, and I should have that on. Why the fuck are you making, like, weapon descriptions somehow, like, matter against final boss? At that point, just make it the first weapon that you get. Seds, your move, Hal. Guess I'm after. Oh, thinking of pulling that on me, are ya? Don't count your chickens before they hatch is all I've got to say. I'll exchange 2 cards. Let's see you walk the walk, then. I'll also exchange 2 cards. And with that, I'll open. Weapon descriptions and random mutterings from the townsfolk. Right? Jack. Wait, you gotta be shitting me. I'm supposed to be the one with 4 kings here. What are you talking about? That's my hand, silly. Because we just have magic gambling powers that let me fucking take cards from each other's like gambling powers is so weird. Because they have to hand wave it away in dialogue, where it's just like, oh, how'd you do that? Ah, when you played enough hands of poker as I have, you can do this shit. When you're as good a gambler as me, you can do it. Oh, yeah. There it is. That's another 4 of a kind. Tell me how to set all this up, even your own hand. Sheena's got the eyes, Van's got the nose, Jack's got the brains. Yeah. I sure did. King's whole specialty back in the day was taking control of the cards, including his opponent's own hand. And to have Master King's technique in order to play like that. Genuinely impressed. Ain't nothing to it. Wait. There's still 1 card you haven't opened. What could you possibly still have left? The game should be over. Not if I've got a wild card in my hand. And that's exactly what I have. A 5 of a kind with jacks. Read 'em and weep. Sorry, Hal. I win. What the? I'm not sure I follow you guys. Did you somehow use Hal's own move against her? More or less, yeah. No way. How is that possible? Gambling magic. That's how it's possible. I can wonder all I like, but at the end of the day, they call you Victory Jack for a reason. Gambling Jack. I lost, and that's all there is to it. So time for me to pay the piper, I suppose. Coin's all yours, Jack. Here you are, Jack. Good game. Thanks. That was a fun one, to say the least. There's one more thing we need to sell before we head on out. He just gives it to her anyway. Well, giving you the coin. You're the one who should hold on to it. What? Huh? Jack, what are you doing? We agreed that whoever won gets to keep the coin. You earned it. You shouldn't give it back to me. In fact, I want you to have it. There's nobody else I'd rather see with it than you. Seriously, take it. It's okay. Oh, I get it now. So Mash was just a setup for her to give the coin to him all along, wasn't it? Sorry, Al. I can't let you have your way on this one. If that coin was mine, it'd be up to me to decide what to do with it. If you're that determined to hoist the thing on me anyway, there's only one thing you can do. Play you again. Play you again and win. That's right. That's how these things work in our world.
Fine. That's how you're gonna be, you're on. I'll keep improving my skills, and then one of these days I'll beat you when you're playing your absolute hardest. Until then, you'd better not lose to anybody else but me, or your ass is grass. Deal?
Deal. Man, won't find another pair of gamblers like these anywhere else in Samaria. Bet I got to see this little exchange today. That was neat. That was neat. The promise is made. Van proceeded to enjoy some yum chow with Jack and Hal at Kayunke. Afterwards, he reunited with the others and got back to work.
We should get some drinks and have another heated round of cards soon.
Maybe I'll crack open the good stuff for you when you do.
Cool.
Just try not to drink yourself stupid, Jack.
Victory dice. Yo, the unrivaled gambling pair. Nice. Yeah, what is this gonna be? Equip. Proverbs of Justice. Victory dice. Accuracy plus 40, crit plus 40. Jesus Christ. Okay. If you want to crit, use this. Yep, there we go. If you want to crit, use that. Victory die. Crit 74%. He is extremely likely to crit. We like that. Lord. But, okay. I'm gonna take a bathroom break, so I'll be right back. Everyone should get up, go get some water, and stretch your legs. Meh.
Indeed.
Now then. Now then.
Alrighty.
Now then.
Very well.
Well,
Indeed.
well.
Okay, and I am back. There we go. Ugh. Good bathroom break. Ugh. Exactly what I needed. Also, water. Let's go. Okay, so we still got a few more of these. Mysterious Request, Nina Fenley, and Fee Clasell. I still haven't gotten any of Fee. But this will max out Ren. This should get Nina pretty close because it probably won't be a 150. And this should do at least Fee's first. Mysterious Quest. Got 4 SPG from an unknown sender. It wasn't just to me, but Ren Bright as well. Normally, I wouldn't take on a request like this, but I'm oddly curious. Maybe I should see what Ren's up to. Ben's group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up. This breaking request addressed towards both you and I. Someone thinks real bad about this one, but I don't think it's just a prank either. Thoughts? Handle it myself, if you'd like. That's fine. I'll lend you a hand. We've quite a few shared acquaintances after all. It's worth looking into. So, what's the request about? Retrieval. Someone's been smuggled into this city via the underground, and we're supposed to go get it. The route there is pretty convoluted, and it looks like shit's been encrypted over and over a few times. Not gonna lie, this might be a little out of my depth. Lucky for you, I'm here. We both are perfectly suited for this matter, so let's cooperate and get to the bottom of this. After agreeing to work together, Van and Ren decode the 4 SPG that continued gathering clues afterward from the orbital net in the underworld. Eventually, the trail led them to an attaché case. This must be what we're looking for. That was some tricky shit to figure out. They definitely didn't cut us any slack. And I'll say, we had to follow the thinnest threads we could find just to get here. Had we not teamed up, this whole search would probably be dead in the water. Must have trusted us to find it in the end, though, if it was here after all. Well, let's crack it open and see what's inside. Unlock the attaché case and throw it open to reveal. What? Writing utensils and painting supplies? How's this stuff for? There's nothing weird about any of them, just normal-ass pencils. I don't get it. Oh, looks like we always got these letters here. They're addressed to the both of us. No sender listed, but I can only think of one. Right. Grandpa George, to beyond a doubt.
Dear Ren, I realize I'm more than 6 months late. Before I say anything else, I want to congratulate you on your acceptance into Aramis. Time really does fly fast, doesn't it? Feels like it was only yesterday that you enrolled at Genis. You've always had that impeccable talent and appetite for learning, from your studies to your papers and everywhere between. You may have felt at first that there was no point returning to ordinary schooling, that it was a waste of time for a mind of your caliber. But there are some things you can only learn and experience in those common places. I suspect you've come to realize that yourself. Now that you have a place in this world to call your own, it's good to spread your wings and spend time away from your friends and family. Although I only looked after you for a short period, I pray that you find happiness wherever your travels take you. Sincerely, Grandpa Jorg. P.S. Thank you for taking care of those kids and tidying up the workshop during your visit a year and a half ago. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah. Reverie. I didn't know what to get you to celebrate your admission, so I simply picked up some safe bets for a student your age. If you have no use for them, feel free to throw them out. I'll hardly be hurt.
Oh, don't be like that, Grandpa. I could never throw these things away. Just as he ever was. Awkward and clumsy outside of his doll making. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Alright, let's see what he's got to say to me next. To Mr. Van Arkwright. It goes without saying that you and I have done much for each other over the years. I won't dwell on that ancient history. But if I can offer one piece of advice to you, do not avert your eyes from the spirit you have within. Beyond that, please continue to guide and protect my granddaughter. I trust that you're looking out for her while she's in your periphery.
Did he really have to write that last part? I'm not used to seeing him be so protective.
Hard to blame the guy. He ain't seen you in years. Got him a little slack, eh? This is not just you he's being nosy with, anyway.
What do you mean by your spirit within, though? That's an intriguing line.
Beats me. No idea what he was talking about, but that's par for the course with him.
Yeah, does Van have a spirit within? Does he have his own demon? His own ogre?
No, he has Grendel. I mean, you know how he is. Guy just sees everything differently. Hell of a grandpa you've got there, you know that?
People say his dolls are beyond lifelike. They even have their own hearts and souls. Maybe that power lets him take a look inside other people's hearts that are the same. He could be onto something. It wouldn't hurt to keep what he wrote to you in mind, whatever it turns out to mean.
Maybe, yeah. So where's that old fart anyway? Any idea where he is or what he's up to these days?
I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. He may very well have slipped back to his workshop and crossbow by now. Perhaps he's abandoned it and set up shop somewhere else entirely. So hard to tell with him.
Master was like that too. Maybe being all cryptic and shit's just part of getting old.
Maybe so. I'm happy to have heard from him at least. Thanks for bringing me along, Van. I'll have to return the favor one of these days.
Take it down a notch. You play with fire, you might get burned.
Oh, you think I'm still just some little girl, do you? I'll be all grown up before you know it. In many ways, I already am. At least, enough for me to reach out and lend you a hand when you need it most. Just like you did for me all those years ago.
Sheesh, no man's right. Girl's growing up fast. Too fast, if you ask me. Sure, I'll ring you up if I really need a hand. And so I ran back to her dormitory and left the attaché case in her care. With that, the two went their separate ways. Just like that, went back to business
I'll
as
invite you
usual.
to a tea party sometime.
Tea
I
party!
do so enjoy being a good hostess.
Superior Lady, Van's ATS plus 10. Okay, his ATS. That's a fine boost. I would have rather had an accessory. Like a really cool, good accessory, but oh well. Okay. Let's do Fee first. Class L is going to work with Harry to try and restore Ida's rifle. They want me to help get them the parts. Shouldn't be a big deal. Van's group decided to take a short break. Everyone split so they could spend their free time as they pleased. Gosh diggity darn it. Yeah, sorry for the wait.
Don't worry about it. I just got here myself. Thanks for coming.
Think nothing of it. It seems this has to do with one of my part-timers, so I figured I might as well. Want me to help out with the memento flame meters, right?
Yep, I want to fix up the custom rifle that Ida used to use. Seems like you've heard about it already.
Sure have. Tried to get it repaired before, but they told us it wasn't really feasible. I assume the two of you found a way to fix it?
Bingo. We learned what parts we need to repair it, so all that's left is to actually get to them. It's been bothering me ever since I learned it was damaged, so I'm glad I can finally do something. Figure things will get really busy once the festival starts, so I want to get taken care of before then. Harry's working on the stuff that can be gathered above ground.
Well, you're going to be getting the underground stuff. From the Blacklight District, in other words. And you want me to show you around the place.
Exactly. I've heard that nose of yours is really impressive. So impressive they even generalize on it. How about it? You up for being my guide?
Sure, why not? Couldn't hurt putting you in my debt more. I'd be helping one of my part-timers move on, too. Sounds like a win-win to me.
Thanks. Let's get moving then.
And Fee made haste to the Blacklight District. Upon arrival, they scoured the area in search of replacement parts for Ida's rifle. You're looking to fix up a custom rifle, eh? Not to discourage you fine folks, but that sounds like quite the pain in the behind.
We know, and we're prepared to deal with it. As you can probably guess, we need some specialized parts to get it back in working condition. Mind showing us the rifle suppressors and foregrips you got in stock at the moment?
Not at all. Right this way, young lady. Hopefully I've got what you're looking for.
He's definitely got a wide selection, but none of it looks quite right.
What about this part over here? Looks pretty unwieldy, but nothing any decent Jaeger couldn't handle.
Yeah, maybe. That might actually be the same model Ida used. Or the same make, at least. This might work in a pinch. Might as well give it a shot. Working on Flamir's rifle, huh? I've heard stories about that bad boy. You're in luck. I know for a fact that the rifle I used back when I was on active duty is the same generation as her gun.
You can go ahead and take it if you want. Should have a part or two you can use. Damn, that's real generous of you. For real. Are you sure? I mean, that has to mean a lot to you. I'm no Jaeger anymore, so I don't mind parting with it. Helping the Colonel's daughter sounds better than me anyway. In return, just promise you'll come back and tell me how the Purple Lightning's doing. I've been rooting for her ever since she hung it up to walk her own path. Let me know how she's holding up, yeah? Deal. Can't say I know everything, but I'll be happy to share what I can. Eventually, Fee and Van managed to scrape together the needed parts to repair the gun, albeit from a less than desirable mix of sources. With Ferry having acquired her allotted parts, the group reconvened at the arms dealer inside the department store. Sylvie, who had been previously consulted about the rifle's damages, agreed to assist with its repairs. Van watched over the whole process and helped with basic tasks like polishing as needed. Eventually... Well, would you look at that? It's right back to the way it was. Ain't that something?
It even has the same custom rifle muzzle she used back in her Zephyr days. Maximized its firepower, improved its accuracy. She really liked talking about that thing. I can see why. It's been customized in other ways, too. The weight distribution probably makes it unwieldy to anyone who isn't a rifle pro. But Ida had no problem handling it. She and this rifle were a match made in heaven. No doubt about that. I'm glad we were able to get it fixed up for her.
Vladimir couldn't have asked for a better pair of sisters. So, what are you planning to do with it now?
That's a good question. How would you feel about using it, Ferry? I don't think a rifle of this size would suit me, to be honest. Ida once told me to remain true to my own style. I don't think I'd be honoring her if I changed mine to adapt to her weapon. Figured you'd say something like that. Doesn't fit mine either. I have a better idea. How about we deliver it to the current members of Zephyr?
Ah, yeah, I heard they reformed after the war.
Yep. It's changed hands since then. Now it's being led by two of its former regimental commanders, Zeno and Leo. I'm fine with giving it over to them, but are you sure that's what you want? Yes. Thought long and hard about it. In her final moments, Ida said the names of her Zephyr comrades, including you. I can tell she treasured her family there. That's why I want to return it to them.
Okay, that works for me.
I'll go ahead and arrange for it to be delivered then.
Oh? How are you going to do that? You as a civilian courier can't just waltz into Zephyr turf with a rifle in hand, right?
Oh, well. That's no way I had in mind. I know someone named Josette who owns a delivery company. Her people should be able to get it over to them without much trouble.
Ah, I've heard of them. They're based in Liberal, yeah? Sure know a lot of people, don't you?
I could say the same about you.
Yo, Josette! Yo, we can drop names. Remember her? He got in contact with the courier, who happily accepted the task and got straight to work. Yeah, we're also gonna... Yeah, this is gonna be the first time we see, like, several characters in their, like, young forms in 3D. It's gonna be neat. If he got in contact with the courier, happily accepted the task and got straight to work. Afterwards, she reached out to Zephyr, who were in a remote region of the continent, to give them a heads up.
Won't be long before it's delivered, so can you stick around your base camp for a while longer?
Sure thing. Yeah, just to kill some time before our next job anyway. A Jaeger's weapon is their very soul. We will take good care of it. The three of us fought side by side many times as regimental commanders. She is dearly missed.
Hasn't she'll tell us about what happened to her. Strange to think a part of her will be coming back to us. Like to think she's sharing a laugh and a drink with the boss on the other side right about now. Probably stressing all about her little sisters too. A worrywart. Wouldn't shock me. It was good talking to you both again. See you around.
Likewise. Give our regards to Ida's other little sister.
Sounds like she's gotten herself caught up in something fishy. Better take care of herself.
Well, that says that. Bold of them to assume that Jaegers even get to be on the nice side and not in Gehenna. After all the stuff that a lot of them have probably done.
You must be one of the only braces in the guild who keeps in touch with Jaegers. We don't talk that often, but they reach out to me every now and then. Now that we've got that squared away, I think I'm going to drop by a cafe. Want to come with? We can share some stories about Ida and Zephyr if you're interested. Really? Oh, I'd love that. And I can tell you some about my people in our village. Cool. I'd like to hear it all about them.
Yeah. Me and Ferry went off to enjoy some tea and conversation. Once Ferry returned, the group got back to work.
It'd be nice to introduce you to some friends of mine if the chance ever comes up.
Something new. Bracer and former Zephyr. Fee's agility and Van's agility. Cool. Van's agility is the more important one. Okay. And then we have one last one to do. Director Lam's request. The director of Wolves Requiem, Leslie Lam, got in touch with me through director Gotti. Apparently he wants to talk to me about Nina as she's going to be in his new film. What new film? Van's group decided to take a short break. Yep. Oh, it's a forest.
This is the real me. The one you don't know. The one I don't want you to know. But No, this isn't right. I'm missing something.
Hey there. How about taking a break?
Mr. Arkride, what are you doing here?
The director sent me. There's an actress I've been working with whose work I'd like your opinion on, if that's okay. Ever since I offered her the part, she's been immersed in the role, almost to a scary degree. I was originally going to ask Judith for help here, but it might be a bad idea if I did it, since I'm not involved with the film's production at all. I know you're pretty tight-lipped, so I said why not. So, you gonna help?
I guess they were both really worried about me. Recently filmed one of the most important scenes in my next film, you see. The director said my final cut was fine, so we were ready to move on. But I'm still not happy with it. I still feel like I can do better. So I asked him to let me shoot again after I rehearsed it some more.
And that's why you're here all alone. Sound like a long monologue. Surprised it's giving you so much trouble.
I think it's because I've been rehearsing it alone. I'm meant to look at someone during the actual scene, and it's hard when I don't have anyone. Oh, I know. Would you be willing to act as my partner while I practice?
Me? Didn't see that one coming. I know that even if I said no, you ain't leaving till it's perfect. But are you sure you want to ask me? I ain't exactly an experienced actor.
That's alright. Just you being here will make a world of difference.
Alright. I got the time to spare, so give it your best shot. Just don't go expecting nothing of a sack of flour couldn't do better.
Thank you.
Sack of flour, come on, Van. Pump yourself up a little bit. With Van as her partner, Nia continued practicing the problematic scene over and over. But in the end, she still wasn't able to come up with a take she was happy with. How about that break? This is your job and all, but you're gonna burn yourself out if you keep at it non-stop.
I'm so sorry. Feels like I've just been wasting your time here. I should have known I couldn't handle this like Judith does.
What's she got to do with this? You guys are very different kinds of actresses, yeah?
People always talk about how I embody the characters I act so naturally. It's like I'm possessed by them. You might be able to put a positive spin on it, but what those words mean at the end of the day is that my acting has no real soul of its own.
That's a bit harsh.
What's the truth? Judith's acting is just so full of heart and soul. Every one of her roles has an identity that's uniquely hers. Not to say that she's doing a good job portraying the role, of course. I don't mean that. Or not to mean that she's not doing a good job portraying the role. She maintains the role's integrity, but she always puts part of her into it. She takes to every role in a way that's uniquely hers. That's her great appeal as an actress, if you ask me.
I see it, yeah.
But I just can't do that. I don't have her strength of spirit, and I never will, because I'm empty. All I can do is act the role I'm given. That's all I can ever do.
She's extremely transparent while acting, so much so that you might see right through her, and her hollow acting. I remember reading that on a magazine after your debut film aired.
You have a good memory.
You know that just because someone said that doesn't mean it's true, right? That's how people see you, and that's a talent you should take in stride.
But you can call my acting skills whatever you want, but the truth is I'll never measure up to Judith.
That might be your problem right there. You really think there's nothing in there, and that's all the more space to start filling in. There's still plenty of time for you to create the identity you think you're lacking. You got a lot of material to take inspiration from.
What do you mean?
You're well known for not just taking a script and listening to it to a T. You always take it a step further. You wrap yourself in the role and let it become who you are. You can think and act like the characters would. That's not something you just up and forget. Or do their lives and experiences just vanish from your head after you stop playing the role?
No, they don't. I remember everything. I remember the warmth of being in Ron's arms as Michelle in Wolves Requiem. Still remember how reassuring it was to have my friends and companions at my side, and Gloria as Sheena Dirk.
Yeah, not so. You remember all of that so clearly. And that's not something just everyone can do. Not even Judith. Those voices, those feelings are just as much a part of you. You ain't empty. But don't let them overwhelm you either. Gotta listen to what you want, too. I might get shit for saying this, but to hell with the script. I think this should be more important to you. Because it's something that only you can do.
I'd never even considered disregarding my lines. That might actually be a good idea. Do you mind if I try the scene one more time? I might finally have something. And let's start from the very beginning this time.
Yeah, sure. Wait, already? And so they resumed their acting. Nina performed the scene over and over, Van still acting as her partner. Every attempt to refine the scene further, and Nina could feel the pleasant and satisfying exhaustion wash over her. Eventually...
This is the real me. The one you don't know. The one I don't want you to know. But I can't run anymore. Not if I'm going to stay true to myself.
Cut! They were videotaping it the entire time. Mr. Lom? How long have y'all been there? Wait, were you filming this? Don't worry, we were only filming Nina. That was spectacular, Nina. I know I approved our previous take, but this was significantly better. You went off script a little, but that doesn't matter when I could feel you and your character's soul so perfectly in your delivery.
Thank you, director.
Alright, everyone, let's keep this momentum and get back to shooting. Of course. And that's taken care of. Glad that's taken care of.
Same. It's a relief. Feels like I finally saw a side of myself I'd never faced before. Thank you so much for your help.
They parted ways, Van leaving Nina and her crew to their filming.
That was invigorating. You should keep an eye out for my next performance.
I think I missed one. Nina one before. Okay, so that is all of my free time and all of that, so...
Time to depart.
Let's come over here and finally get on over to you guys, this group, talking. How's it going, fellas and lass? Nice little party you guys got here. Don't mind if I do. Well, if it isn't Aaron and the Arkwright crew, good to see you've kept well. After I'd see a bracer, a Hayway elder, a Marduk security chief, and the CID had all banded together like this. That makes me a bit on edge, though. Types from both sides of the law tend not to mix well.
I assure you, it's much less charged than you make it out to be. We're just exchanging information and confirming agreements. Please, pay us no mind. Kasim, you look busier than ever, Mr. Al-Fayed.
Oh, I haven't seen you since Arasian. We were actually just talking about how to go about cleaning up that mess.
Taking care of the Armada remnants, you mean?
Yeah, we smoked out pretty much all the hideouts they had left.
We're taking our own measures, of course, mostly concerning Armada's trade and supply routes. The more problematic trade routes have been taken care of. Hayway will see to the rest.
Yeah, new game plus when Anya's can finish off the bosses with her craft. Yeah, right. The thing that you never use. Who crafts with Anya's when her arts are just so good? And that's just what you're hoping for.
We also did uncover some artifacts they had been using. The church is handling those.
Yes. Celise and Leon took care of that.
That's one problem solved.
Cool. Nice not to have that looming over the festival.
In truth,
that's why I'm here. Wait, did they? Also did uncover some artifacts they had been using the church's hand. Okay. Okay, so, but that doesn't mean that they got the armor and the sword. It's just some other ones, potentially. That's why I'm here. The festival has the full support of the Kowloon group this year. That, of course, does lead to some overlap between us and Marduk. I'm here to make sure we don't step on each other's toes, so to speak. I can't tell you much, I'm afraid. Only the general approach HQ is taking. You'll have to wait 3 days for more in-depth negotiations. Mr. Thorndyke will be holding a meeting to go over our itinerary. Well, then you're right. Now probably isn't the best time. Can't go jumping the gun.
You're discussing all sorts of things from the looks of it.
Yeah, nothing to do with this, though.
On the contrary, I do have some information you might find useful. We're still tracking down some Armada holdouts that have taken to the underground, along with some of the hate groups they used for their ends.
Leftovers, huh? Melchior's still on the run, too. Can't count them out just yet. He pulls those thugs back up, and we'll have Armada 2 on our hands.
Indeed, he's quite the wild card. We haven't seen any movements from him as of late. But then, that means he hasn't been contacting said remnants either.
The guild's working on exposing Armada's business ties. We want to pull it all out by the roots. Elaine and some S-ranks from HQ are in charge of that.
Gotcha. How's she doing out of curiosity?
Sorry, can't say for sure. She should be back tomorrow, though. Sure she'd appreciate a nice warm welcome when she gets home.
Put out, bucko. You okay, Van? Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Just thinking. Is there something bothering you? Guessing the stories about the gangsters and Armada remnants are on your mind? Yeah. Ramadi, Jack, and Killick are all talking about them, and it's definitely worth mulling over. We heard something interesting while following up on Mr. Brad's case as well.
You're referring to the account of them being sighted in the Tyrell district, correct?
Oh yeah, now that you mention it, that is kind of worrying. Maybe we should drop by Tyrell, just in case, you know? Not a bad idea. Can't hurt to check the area out again. You can probably rule out the busier parts of the district. Same for the area near the restaurant that's run by Hayaway. Additional mandatory investigation point has been added in the Tyrell district.
Okay. Let's go. Tyrell district.
Time to depart.
Also, do I only have 515 fire Sepith. See, like, if you can't buy Sepith, I wish you could, at the very least, exchange Sepith for other elements of Sepith. Right? Be like, okay, can I swap out some of my fire for, like, some water?
How about some? Hey there. What'll it be? See ya.
Let me do swaps.
How about hello?
Don't need to buy.
Thanks for shopping.
Okay, that's what that is. Tyrell News.
Well,
here? Nope. Okay.
Door. It's a door.
Oh, lucky here. Huh? Isn't this usually locked? It is. Where's this alleyway lead? Down in the waterways beneath the Tyrell district. As far as I know, the only traffic this way sees is a maintenance team once a month. Now, I ain't an ace detective, but something telling me this wasn't their doing. The handle's gone? This may have been done recently.
Whoever removed it may have inhuman strength. Maybe it was a martial artist. Or perhaps.
I think the most prudent course may be to enter and discover the truth for ourselves. Bam. This handle is broken too. There's no mistaking it. Whoever did this just yanked the thing clean off. They didn't use a tool after all.
What an absurd show of strength.
There are a lot of fresh footprints in the front of the door too. Looks like we got some huge ass rats to flush out. Got that right. Let's have a look inside. Heads up though. There's no telling what's waiting for us in there. Be ready for anything, understand? Got it. We should have time to stock up on equipment and items if need be. Alright, while we will end the afternoon's activities and advance the main story, all members of Archive Solutions will participate in the next dungeon. Okay. So, is literally a sewer the final dungeon of this? Because that would be hilarious. I don't feel like going back to the hot springs to do stuff. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I forgot to use these. See, now I have reason to cook, but once I find a white, yeah, I can just cook elsewhere. Yeah, here we go. This is fine. Sewers are the first and last training ground, right? Enter the waterway. Let's go. Let's do it. I can hear water running in the distance. There's a bunch of footprints here, too.
The number of prints outside indicated as much, but we seem to be dealing with a rather large group.
Everything points to them being remnants of Armada and the gangs that serve them, too. Oh, Genesis here, wow. Oh, no. It stopped. Could it be an omen? Or is it reacting to a vestige of something?
That light served as a valuable guide to us in the Neurasian as well.
Sure seems like there's something here. Yeah, Anya's make sure the backup crew's on standby. We might need them here in a moment's notice. Right.
Okay.
I'll take it from
Leave this to me.
Here I go.
Come here, roll. Ooh, look at that. Zoom out. Big dungeon. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 chests here. So that would get me to 201. So then that leaves me with however many. Okay. Tyrell District Waterway.
There they are.
It's all over. We're finished. This can't be happening. What do we do to deserve this?
How's it gone into you guys?
Who are you? You here for a fight?
Are these all the gangsters that were in the prologue? I'm springing from here in Edith. Part of my crew's job is helping people who can't turn to the guild or the cops raid. So, if there's something you need help with, we might be able to give it to you. Won't you at least talk to us?
You're a Spriggan? I think I might have heard of you at some point. Probably not. Just only so many gangster models. Yeah, true. Now I get a better look. You got some real babes with you, huh? Don't let them trick you. The only Spriggan in either is from Arcry Solutions. The guy who kept it going up against the beasts at the top of Almada. Now you mention it. They take us in and manage to get anything out of us. No, I don't want to die.
Damn it. You're clearly not of sound mind right now.
If we factor in their behavior with the state of a doorknob outside.
You've got to be on something.
Drug time.
Oh no. It's Alma's enhancement drugs.
I guess they look. It's my sad battle aura.
It's Alma's enhancement. Here they come.
No! Die! I'll never understand how they throw around being a Spriggan 1,000 times this game, and there's no indication that anyone else is or has ever been a Spriggan. I feel like they've indicated that there's at least, like, Spriggans elsewhere, I thought. Support. Let's Chrono Drive. And also, you're gonna do your thing. There we go. Hit him big. Celestial Impact. Fucking bodied. Jesus. Well. Let me hit you with Pluto's Nova because it's 0 art. This one gangster getting fucking meteor impacted. Bada bing, bada boom. Easy peasy, lemony squeezy. If we don't do something to stop him from taking us in, Melchior, that armor guy are gonna... Armor guy?
Figures. Your fear really runs that deep. Melchior's on the run and we took out Ario personally. Same goes for their boss Dante's. There's no one who can harm you anymore. You don't need to worry.
Maxed out Quattro, learning something new about him while watching his level 1 connection a second time. Yeah, that's funny.
Please, just let us help you.
Really? Don't let them fool you if they find out we betrayed them. Sorry, girls. I never wanted to out a cutie, but if a fate worse than death is all that's waiting for us, I'd rather do the deed myself. Oh. No!
Don't do it! Damn it. I can't make it in time.
Yo, Ren?
What?
Oof.
Pew pew.
He only shot 2. Like, I thought they were all going for it.
They're fine. They're just unconscious.
Guess that's the road bound from using a power their bodies just couldn't handle.
That's a relief, but what just happened?
Give me a break. Timed your engines perfectly now, didn't you?
Certainly not. I only just arrived.
Haha. It's that damn dust jockey again.
His aim was so precise. Thank you very much for your help.
Think nothing of it. Or would you prefer to call it a debt owed?
It should be either a guild problem or something your side should have handled from the start. Your boss mentioned how these guys had slipped through the cracks of your cleanup operation. Feels like you did a sloppy job to me. Not at all. This was the most efficient approach to the problem. Warning to this area, bro? Oh, Lord. We performed a thorough cleaning of the major cities outside of Edith and drove all of the leftovers here. We do have a Hercules unit standing by that we could send in on a moment's notice. It's very picky about cutoffs, so make sure you have your chests. Okay. But I wonder if we should outsource the work to you instead. Son of a bitch. It all makes sense now. All of the fragmented information we gathered from all over the city did seem to fit together remarkably well.
I never stopped to think that all of it was deliberately spread by you to lead us here. That's all this was?
That was the intention. Though whether you were able to follow the clues was down to you.
The rules forbade me from getting directly involved in what happened in Oracion, so I was forced to stand on the sidelines as the place filled with fond memories for us was saved by you. Consider this revenge for that.
I call bullshit. You ain't the sentimental type. Still, she's gonna be back in town tomorrow. I know she'd give me an earful if I left any problems unsolved, so I guess I can help you just this once. Bro! What's up, dude?
Get a damn room, you wrinkly old farts. We'll help too, of course.
How many more of these troublemakers can we expect in here?
We believe there to be roughly 30. 20 thugs and 10 former Armada members.
Damn, we got breakdown. Breakdown. Sure, a lot of them though, huh?
We should contact the others at the office and have them come along to assist us.
The 2 reserve members hired from the Arcade Solutions office. As they rode ahead for it, they decided to split their group into 2, with Van and Kincaid each leading the charge. Oh. Oh man, you took... Can I choose Brigade to come with me? These 2 teams should work.
We're with Mr. Kincaid, huh?
You took both of my casters.